think it's gonna be you.
All right, let's redo the
MVP.
goodbyes. I feel like the goodbye wasn't good enough. Let's say goodbye.
Okay.
Well, that's all for now,
Okay,
guys. Thanks for
perfect.
watching. And
Oh.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Scott, for coming on and being a part of the Disventure Dispatch. It was great having your beta voice actor here.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me. You know, it was really nice to reunite with my beta voice acting sister, Marks. You know, we lived together. But it was just so much fun. I loved talking about Disventure Camp with all of you. I loved hearing all of your analysis and character talk. I had a really great time. Thank you so much.
Of course, it was great having you. Oh my god.
Yes.
Scott, when I heard you made notes, I'm like, this is my people. My note takers.
Literally my people.
Aw. So glad to meet you from the Danverse, Scott.
Yes.
Oh my god, yeah.
We're gonna have 50% less Dan from now on, unless that returns.
You know what? Maybe someday we'll have Edo Hido on here.
Yes, wait, I want that.
The inverse will come to fruition.
I hope so. Oh, I need it. I need it in my life. Oh, it's been great. It's been so fun just like talking to all of the Dans. Especially you, Scott. You were a delight.
Thank you so much. I'd love to.
Of course.
Oh, sorry. I said your name wrong. I said Gemini instead of Genesis. So
Oh, you said wait. Actually, Gemini's pretty badass too. I like that. I like that.
Gemini.
I like Gemini as well.
No.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
I end the recording.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
Someone
yeah.
say a funny line.
Crystal Cup, Derek.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. That sounds good. All right.
The Disventure Dispatch is back. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your intro boy and host, Marks, here to discuss Disventure Camp All-Stars Episode 12. So we've got our podcast regulars. I'm going to introduce them one by one and ask them a quick question. Imer, we're going to start with you. Come on down. Imer, welcome.
Hello. I'm welcome back. We have gotten the second merge vote out. So it's definitely very exciting today. This is what we're going to talk about and see how much things have changed. And I'm glad to be doing more dispatches.
Absolutely. My question, just to kick off this podcast for you, which Disventure Camp character do you think was the first one cut from All-Stars? So when the writers were thinking of all the Disventure Camp players, who do you think was the first one they said, that's not going to be on All-Stars?
Obviously Jensen, because he's dead. No, I'm joking. I'm not gonna. I won't shoot like that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I think the first one cut is Rosa. I'm gonna get spicy. I think it could be Kai. I'm gonna say Kai, because with Kai, his whole purpose was to help Maggie. And Maggie's been helped. I think he's a great one-time character. For like All-Stars, I don't think it was his time at all. I think it was just like automatically dragged to the trash, and it was very sad to see, but it had to be done.
Okay, I mean that's a really good take. I respect that.
Thank you.
Speaking of Kai, our next podcast guest is the voice actor of Kai, Jpeg. What's up, Jpeg?
What the hell was that? What do you mean?
What the hell?
What the hell? Hello, welcome. I'm here.
Welcome, Jpeg. Jpeg, you may have the chance to redeem yourself, or you can choose to not play favorites. But my question to you was, of the 10 cast members, it was 10, right, that weren't on All-Stars?
Oh, yeah.
If they had their own season, who would be the winner?
Oh, interesting choice. I can already narrow it down by quite a lot. There's a lot that I would say are have like no chance of winning. I'm going to say Lil. I think Lil is probably the only one that I'm like, yeah, she seems like, she could be a winner. The others are just big losers. But Lil has winner potential.
You know what? That's a really good one. I would also see Lil absolutely excelling over the flops. Who weren't on All-Stars.
I see Lil as an early star. Like, she'll peak right away because she has such a strong presence in her season. Like, season 1, she really started playing heavy on the bash. She voted out Gabby in episode 1. Like, he's here to play.
He's not playing around.
I feel like with Disventure Camp, it's hard to really narrow in on the heroes. It's really easy to narrow on the villains. Lil's one of those people where you look and you're like, oh, they would be the protagonist. They would be a person who would be the star of or the hero of their season.
Heck yeah.
Love that.
So I see that absolutely. Also here with us joining today, Dan's voice actor from Disventure Camp Season 1, Genesis!
Buddy, I'm waving at y'all like you can friggin' see me, but hi everybody. It's good to be back on. And I'm especially excited for this episode because this episode's gonna be special to me personally as well. We'll get into that when we get to it, but I'm very happy to be here.
We cannot we cannot wait to enter into your universe. I promise, Jenny, we are not ready. But before then, on the spirit of the players who should have or who were not on All Stars, who do you think, Genesis, if they had that season of all the people who weren't on All Stars, who'd be the first boo? Who's the biggest flop of that group?
I think it's pretty obvious who it is, ain't it, Genesis?
Ain't it, Genesis? You're gonna be not biased?
Oh no. Oh. Am I gonna say it? Here's the thing, right? So on Merge, usually on Merge, the whole idea is to vote out the most threatening player. At least that's usually the strategy that tends to go, right? You know, the player that's doing the most well, that's the one you try and vote out. But first boot's a pre-merge, and pre-merge is usually voting out the person who's the weakest in your team.
Well, who's the weakest?
It's the weakest of them all.
You know what? No.
Yeah,
Wait, no. You know what? Drew. I'm putting Drew. I'm putting Drew right on.
No.
It was
The Drew Nation, get Genesis!
Get him!
What I do?
Drew Nation is
Why
gonna
you deserve to get bullied?
Put some respect on Drew's name.
I'm saying
No,
Drew is just physically weaker than Dan, alright? That's all.
No, I see it. And you know what? He's already placed below Dan once. He would definitely do it again. I hear where you're coming from, Jenny.
Thank God I thought of Drew.
The podcast with an L? Wow, I disagree.
Just
Genesis, get rid of them both.
Genesis, I think it'd be a lot easier for you. Oh.
Wait, what? Nick cameo.
Genesis, I think it would be a lot easier for you if we brought another Dan Defender on this podcast.
My gosh. All right.
I'd like to introduce our special guest, the beta voice actor in Total Drama Adventure, Adventure Camp, as it was appropriately renamed, for both Dan and Jensen. Everybody welcome Scott!
Hello. I'm
Hello.
also waving my hands like you can see me.
Oh, I'll wave my hands also.
Oh my God. You know, we're so in sync. It's like we voiced the same character, you know?
It's just like that.
Oh my God, I love this so much. Y'all, I need to tell this right now. I probably already told Scott this, but I went on a whole journey to try and get meet every single Dan voice actor I possibly could. So that was, well, first off me, Spanish VA, Polish VA, Italian VA, and then it was the beta Spanish VA. But the one person I couldn't find, was the beta English voice actor for Dan, and I was so close to giving up. I was so close. I was on the verge of it, and then Mark just happens to tell me, like, hey, by the way, I know the beta English voice actor for Dan, and I lost it.
Mark's told me. He was like, yeah, Genesis has been, like, looking for everyone, like, trying to find you. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm right here.
He's like, I'm not hiding.
Yeah, no, you reached out to me. We had a conversation actually a while ago.
Yeah.
I love it. I love what you're voicing, acting for Dan.
Oh,
turned
thank
into
you.
A way better character. I kind of hate Beta Dan, to be honest.
You really? Oh my God! Wait, that's a little funny. I can kind of see why. Because, well, for one thing, Beta Dan didn't really have much to do in the first place. But...
Yeah, I fear he did nothing in his first episode. Then made All Men's Alliance. And that's just behavior I can't support for having
exactly.
3 lines.
You know, if you're gonna be a first boot, at least, you know, do something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so I did want to ask Scott a very quick question, his intro question about the beta season. and how it refers to all stars. So, in the beta version of Adventure Camp, is there somebody that you think would have been an all-star from the beta version that wasn't an all-star from season 1, or vice versa? Somebody who was an all-star in season 1 who wasn't an all-star in the beta?
Wow, great question. I definitely think the beta Miriam would not have been an all-star. I don't know if y'all remember Beta Miriam's voice actor, but it was iconic. Find some clips online. It is a whole man putting on an old woman voice, and it just stands out as so good. But I don't think she would have got the all-star call.
You know,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I love the beta voice actor for Miriam. If the beta voice actor for Miriam ever happens upon this, please say hi to us.
Please say hi. I would love to reconnect.
Absolutely, she was the standout for me. I don't know if she would have made the transition quite as smoothly as the Miriam we know now.
That's true.
No, that's totally different.
Kat does a phenomenal job. So much
Oh.
range in comparison to Emily. So good.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, sure. I'm sure the beta voice actor for Miriam really got Kat shaking in her boots, but all in all.
Absolutely. So before we move into our Q&A with our special guests, I don't know if any of the fans have made any questions while we compile them. Let's give Scott the floor to kind of explain his backstory with Disventure Camp, and the community as a whole, and how he got into voice acting, and where that's going to take him.
Okay, so I love Disventure Camp. I am such a huge fan of the show. I found it right at the start. There was only some Spanish episodes out. The whole Spanish season wasn't even out yet. And they opened up casting for the English voice acting. And Mark's, someone I am very good friends with and have been for over 10 years now. He found it actually and was reaching out to me and a bunch of our other friends and was saying, oh, we should apply for this. We should voice actor for this. I just thought it'd be a fun thing to do with my friends. So, I sent him my little voice reel. I want to say I applied for not Dan or Jensen. I'm pretty sure I applied for Tom. But they were like, oh, that role's already filled. Do you want to be Dan? He's the only person we don't have. And I was like, okay. So they gave me Dan, and then they also gave me Jensen. Literally, I think it was just the two characters that they didn't have a voice actor for, so they just kind of slotted me in. And I'm pretty sure we only recorded one episode of the beta English one before it stopped. So I got my lines in for Dan. He had 4 lines. I, really liked him. I thought I had a lot of fun doing it. Voice acting has not really taken me anywhere since then. It was definitely a one-off adventure for me. But I am still very active within Disventure Camp. I am a huge fan of the show, a big watcher. I talk about it all the time with Marks, and I post about it online. I love it. It's, for me, it feels this big reality TV niche that I just love so much. I'm obsessed with reality TV. And when you're able to script reality TV, that's when it gets even better because you can create the best story possible that way.
Well, yes.
So true. That is so true. And I think the best part of when it comes to like scripted reality TV or animated reality TV is that, like, I think one of the things that people don't necessarily like about like actual reality TV, or I mean, I don't know, it's probably true, but like we don't really know if it's true, but like people are like under the impression that reality TV is often scripted, which kind of removes the fun of reality TV. Here it's more so the opposite. It's like, it's scripted, so the fun of it is actually seeing it as a story, right?
Absolutely. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. And that's kind of one of the big reasons why I think stuff like Total Drama and, Disventure Camp and all of these Total Drama fan shows, I use fan shows in quotation mark, but it's really more like Survivor-inspired shows, really took off, at least in my opinion.
Quotation marks.
Oh,
I switched it. So true. Genesis, keep my mention count up.
Keep your mention count up. Okay. Marks. But like, no, what is it? Yeah, but I think that's one of the big reasons. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Scott, like how much you've really seen of like other Total Drama related fan shows. Or
Oh, I've seen them. Total Drama was my favorite show since it came out 2007, 2008 on the Cartoon Network here in the US. I was glued to my TV every week watching every episode. It was taken away from us far too soon, and the Total Drama fan shows, quotation marks, they filled the void. I am well versed with the community.
Oh, oh yeah. Oh, Total Drama Reunion is something I saw even before I became a voice actor. That was wow. That's a trip to the past. But yeah, no, it's great having you on here, Scott. It's great to finally talk to you.
Thank you. You too. It's so exciting to talk with all of you. You know, I've listened to a few episodes of the podcast myself.
Okay.
I'm live.
Okay, so you know about you know about Genesis's Kingpin.
Not the game.
That's where the praise it, but yeah.
And before you guys get into your Q&A, I just want to let you guys know Scott is also an avid Danganronpa fan.
Oh,
okay.
If you have a question about that, go right ahead.
Yeah, Danganronpa. I heard y'all talked about BFDI an episode or two ago. You know, I'm aware of that. Pretty much anything that has eliminations in any sense, I probably know about it.
Got it. I already have my question then. Like it's already it's right on the
we're
top.
gonna go
then.
right ahead.
I'm gonna go right ahead. All right, let's do this. If you were to voice act any of the Danganronpa characters, and I'm talking Danganronpa 1, 2, V3, maybe even the 3 anime. I don't know if you've seen it, but the Danganronpa 3 anime, any of them. Which would you pick?
I'm not choosing him just because he's my favorite character, but also because I think the voice actor does such a good job, and I think it would just be so much fun to try to embody that character. Would be Gundam Tanaka.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Oh my god, Gundam Danaka. It's
Tanaka.
He is.
No.
He's my favorite. I love him.
Oh no, I totally get why. He's also such a. I don't want to use the term sweetie pie, but like sweetie pie to his hamsters, I should say.
Yeah, you know, he's so loving to his animals, and he just has a very theatrical voice. He really speaks with his chest with every line. It's just so everything he delivers is so dramatic and over the top. But everything he's saying is very ridiculous and like, you know, cutesy.
Right, exactly. It's this lovely mix between like dark and cutesy, and then just you can tell the actual voice actor was just having so much fun with them.
Yeah, so that'd be my answer.
He's pretty active
Very
on Twitch.
great
You can like message him. Hey, have you seen Disventure Camp? Maybe he'll check Disventure Camp out. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
Oh, that's
Wait, that'd actually be fire.
Yeah, he's really active on Twitch. I think
maybe I'll find him.
God, I hope I'm correct. I think Weister really loves him. I think Weister's actually talked to him.
Oh, nice.
I need to find Fuyuhiko's voice actor. I gotta give him all his.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Oh man. All right, I'll take the next question. This is actually a very unique question because it's also for Genesis. So I'm about to release the sacred texts, and I want to ask, out of the 6 sacred texts, which is your favorite? So right here in the VC chat, I've listed all 6 of Dan's lines. His only 6 lines in Disventure Camp beta.
Oh, and in beta? Okay.
which is
this is a great question.
I love how, like, most of his lines are questions. Okay, we're not going to include the second one. The second one's just one word, so we're not going to include that one.
Yeah, fair enough. What if it was my favorite Jpeg?
You know, Imer and Marks can join in. We'll all pick our favorite Dan line out of his 5
Okay,
lines.
fair enough. You know what? All right. Let's do it. Okay, I'm between 2 of them. You know what? Okay, I'm picking 4.
Hey, you read it out loud.
That's a
great Genesis.
Oh, I actually have to? Okay. What? You really keep the one who makes us lose but vote? I messed up the line. What? You really keep the one who makes us lose but vote me out? That doesn't make sense!
Okay.
Wow, you put a lot of effort in that one. Nice.
That was good. I felt the emotion.
Yay, I'm glad.
All right, Scott, go ahead.
You know, kind of also love the fourth one, but I'm gonna go with number 6. His last line ever spoken. It's right after. I'm not sure if anyone wants context, but it's right after Dan is voted out, and he's very shocked by Tom's betrayal of him.
Yeah.
And Tom says he had it coming the entire time. Dan goes, "What? I don't even know what you're talking about."
Oh, I love that. That was good.
That was his swan song, his parting words.
That was
Final
part.
words.
Poor guy. He had no idea what was going on. What about you, Mark?
I'm
What's
sure
your
you watched
favorite?
it back later.
Six
My
down.
favorite line is line number 5 because Dan to me in both iterations is similar to Yule in that he gives like whiny energy. He's like a little whiner.
Oh my
And
god.
so I'll give my best Dan impression. Why are you guys being so rude to me all of a sudden? That was my best Dan impression. I can't do a good one, so
No, it's
I love-
okay.
All
I
right,
vibe with it.
Imer, what's your favorite Dan line?
All right. Funnily enough, my favorite line is number 6 because I remember watching like the beta. I'm like, this is so freaking funny because like episode 1, it really introduces like, I take the show seriously. It's meant to be no brain logic, and it's just like that's why I love it so much because he's just so confused with everything going on because this is so much for the first elimination. It's so extra.
Yeah, Gret really just got him,
Gret-
and then
I
immediately
know.
owned up to it.
I know, like she told the truth. I'm like, wait, this is a game you're supposed to lie. This isn't about who tells the truth. Oh man,
I love how like 2/3 of his lines are just questions. He's so confused.
I know.
He's just so confused.
Sauce in the sauce.
Yeah, 2/3 of them are
Oh my
questions, and 1/6 of them is right.
I believe he's just inquisitive.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
My favorite Dan line is, "Can I ask you something? Why are you wearing that weird outfit?" It's like, dude, it's so rude. So rude, man. Come on. Come on.
Well, at least they kept that part
One.
between like the beta and this one. Like he's just blunt about everything.
He's very blunt. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say
Yeah.
that.
My favorite Dan beta lines were his footsteps getting on the bus.
Not too much. He got on the bus with Jensen.
Oh man.
Oh, true.
That's true. Both of your characters in one scene.
And neither of them spoke on that bus.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Dan would have been too scared to say anything, and I can't blame him.
For sure.
Oh.
All right, Emer, you got a question?
All right.
Well, yes, my question is, we don't really talk about this much because like the DC fandom doesn't really watch reality TV shows. But for you, Scott, I want to ask, what is your favorite reality TV show and why? Also, if you want to add, how did you discover it?
What a great question. I watched so many reality TV shows from the extremely niche to the extremely popular.
Amen.
It's really, it takes up almost everything that I watch. But I'm going to have to go with a pretty basic one. If you're asking me my absolute favorite, the answer is Survivor. I think it's because, it is the inspiration for Total Drama, which I loved. And Total Drama was really my introduction to reality TV, besides Endurance. But I love Survivor. I feel like it's just the blueprint. It's such a simple format. 2 teams, vote people off, just like Disventure Camp. And the stories write itself. Every season is different because the season story is just the cast of the season. It's a different cast every time. So every single time it's just something different, something unique. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's awful. But no matter what, every week I'm glued to my seat watching it. So my answer would be Survivor.
I agree with you entirely because I remember when I was watching like Amazing Race, like it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch Amazing Race this season. Every time I was like, these contestants are all kind of separated. Like they don't really involve each other. They sometimes bump into each other, but they lack that. So when I watched like Survivor for the first time, I was like, wow, they're gonna be all contained within like this island. You get to see them interact with so many different people. It's just always so interesting because unlike a team's ability in Amazing Race with Survivor, you're alone, and it's just like how you deal with other people, so you can never really predict it. I think that's why I always have been like glued to Survivor and still am now, because it's never going to be the same. It's always going to have like different results based on the personalities. I think that's like one of the best shows for examples of contestants really having personality clashes, and due to like the starvation, they show their true authentic self because they can't really hide it because they're like hungry and stuff. So I think it really does bring out this fun urge because you're always going to get something different every time. I do appreciate that answer.
Absolutely, yeah. If there's any Disventure Camp fans who are like wanting to get into the other reality TV shows, I think Survivor is the pretty obvious one to hop into. Definitely the most similar. Not as gay, but we can only hope.
And if you're looking for
Evolving.
niche reality TV shows, don't be afraid to slide into my DMs. It's what I'm obsessed about talking with. And I will give you a crazy niche reality show you probably never heard of from 2016 that only had one season.
Oh, that's
Was it a good
perfect.
season though?
Of the most fantabulous season that I'm still thinking about it 8 years later.
Okay,
Ooh.
quality over quantity, everyone.
Exactly.
Let's go. Okay. I vibe with that. I still need to even check out the popular reality TV shows because unfortunately Emer called me out. I am not one of those people who've seen reality shows.
That's okay. That's okay. You know, that's the
It's
beauty of
fine,
Disventure
though.
Camp.
Exactly. You know,
It's
I've seen the
perfect,
scripted
Genesis.
ones. I just haven't seen the real ones. I need to actually like boot up Survivor. But knowing me, that would mean I would like start from the first season and then go all the way to the end.
Oh,
And
don't do that because there's some seasons that might burn you out, like season 5, for example. It's not
is
for
season
everyone.
5 bad?
It's not for everyone. Like, I would skip that though.
You're gonna love.
Okay,
You're
okay,
gonna
fair
love
enough.
season 2. There's a blonde from the south that you're gonna love.
Oh yeah, yes, I
You
agree.
will love her. She is so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay. I vibe with that. Wait, okay. You know what? That could be my next question for Scott, actually. If you were to pick any Survivor season for me to watch first, what would it be? Or anyone, actually. Anyone.
Wow, what a controversial question.
Yeah, that's really controversial. It really depends.
Okay.
There is so many answers to this question. Personally, my first season was I want to say it's season 16 or 17. I want to say 17. I
Just
watched
like
Survivor
Tim.
Token Teens. Yeah, so I watched Survivor Token Teens. That's a really good one. But for you, Genesis, I would suggest this one's a little basic. Don't clock me out there. But I think the best one for you would be Survivor Kageyan.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait, which season number is that?
That's season 28. It's extremely character driven. There's
Got
so
it.
many clashing personalities. It's the story. Everyone has a storyline. It's just overall a really great season of reality TV.
You already know exactly what I like. I love character stuff.
And
Let's
there's a
freaking
blonde
go.
from the south in that season as well. It's perfect.
And there's a blonde from the
It's
south.
perfect.
Yeah.
I think she wears blue. I'm not sure. I don't remember if she wears blue. I'm pretty sure she does.
All right, I'm seeing 28 first. Let's freaking
Oh yeah,
go.
no, she does wear blue. Oh, it's perfect.
What a good season.
Oh, I'm so done for.
It's perfect.
Oh, I'm so done for.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
you're gonna love her. You're gonna be like, oh man, I wish I was there.
I hope
Yeah,
you
I was
win.
there.
I think though it's weird with Survivor. They always reference season 1, so you gotta be careful with certain seasons. For me, I always recommend season 7 first because I feel like it's a good strong entry. Like there's a lot of like popular TV, but it's like still old school. I think Kageyan is a good one for like if you like new edited shows.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, got it.
I
Okay.
agree with that. Season 7's a really good season. It's definitely like if you want to get into old school Survivor, that's definitely the best of the old school in my opinion.
Okay, season 7, duly noted.
Beyond my troll answer, watch
I will
season
keep that in
17.
mind.
That's my troll answer. Watch Gabon.
No,
Yeah, I love Gabon.
Gabon is
I love
only for
Gabon.
the diehards. If you're not a diehard, you're not gonna like Gabon. But Gabon, by the diehards, we love and appreciate her.
We
I did Token Teen, Gabon, back-to-back watching is my first two.
Okay,
So good.
yeah. Token Teens is a really good starting season. As a troll, I remember I recommended Gabon to Tam to watch first because I was like, it's kind of like total drama. You'll enjoy it. It's basically total drama.
It was crazy.
It's
like
basically
that.
total drama.
Yeah, but it's a horrible start. It's not good. I love Gabon. Like to start someone off of Gabon, it's gonna go really bad.
It's elephant
If you're the person.
tongue. Oh, I love Jillian. Oh, I love
I'm
Jillian.
Jillian too. I love Jillian, and my favorite is Susie. I don't know if that's controversial, but I love Susie.
Okay,
You have
fair
a
enough.
very
I think I understand.
predictable taste in people. Emer. I'm beginning to sense a pattern.
Oh my- There's no pattern.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Duly
Okay.
noted, though.
So, does anybody else have a question for Scott, or should we move on to our episode rank? Or actually,
I've
is it episode
uh,
ranking or
I have some questions for Scott.
okay, perfect.
So last
perfect.
episode of the podcast, we briefly discussed BFDI. I believe Mark said that you're the inventor of the recommender of Evil Leafy, this big character. So how did you do it? How did you do it? What is the history of that?
Thank you so much for this amazing question. Now, I don't want to mislead you or any of the Disventure Dispatch fans out there.
And I don't believe I named Scott.
Marks is a big liar.
That's
Oh.
not
He
true.
loves
Oh,
to
I thought you said it
spread
was your
things that are
roommate.
false on the internet on purpose.
No, that's so. Allow me the chance to explain myself. I said one of my roommates created Evil Leafy. I didn't say Scott.
Oh. Oh, it's a commune situation.
Yeah.
Our good friend, Mr. Orange 890 is the creator of Evil Leafy, but I do believe this is a controversial subject actually. Back in the day, the Mr. Evil Leafy used to have many online haters to the point where our friend Mr. Orange 890 would receive lots of hate over any social media account he had for creating Evil Leafy.
What?
No, it gets worse.
And the thing is, if you ask him that same question that I was asked, how did you do it? What gave you the concept for the amazing character Evil Leafy? He will say, I didn't do that. They just put my name on the character in the episode. I 100% did not make that character.
Those are his exact words.
no!
Oh
So
my
the
God.
real creator of Evil Leafy will go down anonymously forever, I fear.
Oh
But
no.
his name is credited, and it got so bad to where a group of people tracked him down and added him to like a Discord server where they all just started like attacking him because he created Evil Leafy, and they were sending him a bunch of hate.
Wait, I don't even understand. What is Evil Leafy? Why is this so like?
Like we don't. Evil
Okay.
Leafy is just a character in BFDI who's like an omnipotent villain. Like there's no stopping him. His powers are limitless. He's just evil and creepy. He doesn't
Okay.
show up often, but when he does, it's always mysterious.
Yeah.
Right.
And some people absolutely hate that, so they tracked him down and started like attacking him, sending him a bunch of hate, and then he got a bunch of his friends to join into a Discord server with all of these people. And they took it over and they raided them. So
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh my
That's
God.
pretty awesome.
I would also say Evil Leafy is kind of the equivalent of like, imagine if in season 4 of Disventure Camp,
Evil
if there
Dan.
were to be such a thing, they added a character called Evil Rosa Maria, and it was just Rosa Maria but evil.
like literally that.
Because there is another character in the show who is just Leafy.
Who is the nicest character?
Oh, so it's literally like evil. Wait, okay, but they accepted it. It got added to the show. Like, why?
Well, they accept every character that gets
They
recommended.
get, like every single character that got recommended was
Oh,
added to the
okay.
show at that point.
Yeah,
It was
you
early,
could recommend like Dan's hat, and they would have made it in.
but it was also like really early on. Like me, Scott, and our friend Mr. Orange 890 have been friends of BFDI back when they had like 13 voters an episode.
Oh my
Back
God.
when like nobody else was watching the show, we were watching the show.
Oh my God.
So like
Oh.
that's why his username got recommended in, because like we were people who were like BFDI loyalists early on.
I was fine for pencil from day one.
But people really, that's so messed up, though. I feel so bad.
So wait, the three
I mean,
of
it is.
you.
It's kind of funny more than anything, to be honest. Like, it's crazy that it happened.
But like we look, and he looks back on it too with so much joy and laughter. Like,
oh, I'm so glad.
because it
Oh,
was
that
never
makes me happy.
serious, and it's
Okay.
like BFDI, the community is ravenous, but they're ravenously unserious because all of BFDI is unserious. So it's never really like harmful. It's always just like it's like a lot, like it's overstimulating, but it's not hateful.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I've
Yeah,
never watched an object
BFDI
show before.
I want to shout out the BFDI community because I think the BFDI community, it's mainly made up of children, to be honest, which is why it's so nice. But a lot of them aren't like really like malicious. They're all unseriously like trolls.
That's a good way to put it. I was about to start some Disventure Camp BFDI fandom drama.
No, they're all unserious trolls, but no hate. Love BFDI fandom. Woo!
Oh yeah. I'm impressed. The three of you and Mr. the Bomb Diggity Shiz were all there super early on. Yeah.
Yeah, JPEG. We've been in this community for a long time. I've been like, when I watched Adventure Camp Beta episode 1 the day it came out. Like I'm on top of these Total Drama fan animation reality shows. It's my obsession. It's my hyperfixation. It's my everything.
Oh my! I was like bragging to people. Oh, I was there when episode 20 came out, but you guys beat me by like a few years. Oh my god!
I know. I'm so sorry, guys. I've hit it for 12 episodes, but y'all finally found my freak.
It's the gateway drug. It's the gateway drug into these kinds of shows. Oh man, I'm also retroactively embarrassed because last episode we were making fun of Genesis because we were like, "Dude, the Evil Leafy Recommender's next episode," but it's not. So,
Well, I'm sorry.
It was close enough.
This is all Marx's fault. We can just blame him. And
Sometimes I just get a little oblivious.
Oh my gosh.
but yeah, no, Evil Leafy.
And I didn't even know.
I haven't
Sorry,
seen
go
the
on.
show in like maybe 10 years, but the last thing I remember was like this big jump scare. And it was like a really big jump scare because of Evil Leafy.
Yeah.
I think this was BFDI like 5C or something. I don't remember. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah, that's a throwback.
It was a big jump scare. It shocked me as a kid. I was like, what the
No,
frick?
yeah, that's all Evil Leafy ever was. Evil Leafy was only ever used as like a little jump scare. A strobing jump scare.
Oh my.
You were saying, Jenny Betty?
Oh no, I was just gonna say like I've never seen an. Wait, actually, was that what I was gonna say? I can't remember what I was gonna say.
Okay.
I think I'll at least say that like I've never seen an object show before, so I don't really know how they work in any way. So this Evil Leafy, all of this is very new to me.
Yeah, I think object shows at their core. I don't want to keep us off track for too long, but real quick, object shows at their core, I think are just the coolest thing conceptually. It is literally just like, hey, we have these animators who create an episode every month, like Disventure Camp is doing, but we also write the script as we go along, and the person who's voted out is selected by the fans each round, which has a lot of problems with it. It causes the fans just kind of tend to hate storylines, so a lot of storylines end up getting cut early. But it is a really cool thing conceptually, where it's like, imagine in Disventure Camp, we did Disventure Camp All Stars, but the fans vote out each person each episode. They just get given a team who loses, and they're like, hey, vote someone out from this team. And then the entire next episode gets written and everything after that. So the production team is figuring out the story as the fans are at the same time. I think that's really neat.
That is legitimately a fun and interesting idea, though, especially because then it sort of creates an environment of like, I don't know how to explain it. It sort of creates I think it takes like the stress almost off the storytelling, if that makes sense, you know?
Absolutely.
Because like
you're following the fans' whims. Like you're
exactly
following what the fans are asking or calling for.
Pretty much, yeah.
Aiden and Allie, final two.
I will say though.
Yes, Aiden and Allie, final. Ooh, actually, wait a minute. Let's pull that one back.
Oh god. It could still happen though, technically.
That's true.
But yeah, I'm very like, I've seen a lot of viewer vote in shows before. I'm like, okay. I even know for like object shows, I'm like, hey, Imer, vote for this person. I'm like, I gotcha. Like, I don't know what I'm voting for, but I'm voting to help them, I guess.
Wait, you're dragged into the object show? That's so funny. Are you serious?
Yeah, I do. Yes, a few times I voted to help people.
Imer's like a refugee.
You're using your
Imer's like an
voice,
object show refugee. Just types like 8-ball. I vote 8-ball.
Exactly, that's what happened.
I haven't seen an object show in like 10 years. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Oh, fair
Can
enough.
you do like a live stream of object shows though, Jpeg?
No, that was rewatching. I was rewatching the first season, BFDI. I haven't seen any of the new stuff in like 10 years. I don't know what's going on.
The new stuff gets crazy.
I was literally watching an object show at work today. Anyways,
it gets wild.
Oh my god.
Moving forward, do we have any final questions?
Oh, I have a dad question.
Thank you, Imer. I'm ready.
Okay. So this is mainly dispatch, but I do want to add it as a canon because it pretty much is at this point. Because people are making like art of it. Like I saw one. So what is your thoughts on the love triangle known as Dan, Will, and Ashley?
That is a wild love triangle. I don't support it. I'm sorry. I can't get behind it. Me personally, I think Dan I mean, my personal headcanon is that he's an Ace Arrow King.
Fair enough.
I don't want to push back on anyone else's. I feel like if he should be shipped with anyone, Will and Ashley are probably the best.
Yeah. Ashley.
Fair enough.
But I don't
Ashley.
I don't see it for me personally.
Okay, I need.
Ashley,
Wait. First off, I need to ask: is this actual Has this actually become a meme?
What?
Yes.
What?
Oh my god!
Wait, what?
The whole Dan, Will, Ashley love triangle thing.
Well, yeah, because of you.
I did not know this.
Like, I could see it with him and Will. That's kind of cute.
Oh, okay.
They were the first two boots together in the beta version. They had a lot of time at the loser hotel.
Exactly. And in the DC1 poster, Will is hugging Dan. So I mean,
Oh
Right.
yeah, he's pulling them in nice and tight.
Exactly.
There's a lot of
And you know
canon
what's
behind it.
also-
The more you think about it,
That's the real
Also, their ship name is
poly trio.
okay. Also, the ship name is
that is
called
the real poly
Win.
trio.
Because they're both losers, they might need to be together, and they'll be strong, and they'll win the next season of Disventure Camp.
That's
wait, what
true.
name did you put? Wait,
Wan?
Win.
Wan?
Or Win?
Win?
W-I-N.
A win.
Win.
Oh,
Holy shit, that art is crazy. I shouldn't be talking about that on a podcast, but that is so funny.
Yeah, that's quite good art. I'll tell you what, though.
it's actually really good.
Gruul was basically memed into existence, so we can meme in
Oh, yes.
Winchley. We can win.
We can
Winchley.
meme into polyamory. Come on.
We're gonna meme it into
We can.
existence.
Listen,
I-
every Aero Ace King needs their relationship that they third wheel their way into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they can
If he
have
just reads a book and then bumps into Wishley, that's how it happens.
they can have a moving on arc as they move on from Dan's death as well.
My God. Good Lord. I don't know if Scott knows that meme either.
I don't think I do. He died.
No,
yeah,
okay, so
Jared tweeted that.
yeah, it was a whole joke because someone asked hey, where's Dan for the Disventure Camp All-Stars thing? And then Jared just tweets, he's dead. That's it. I'm pretty sure he just tweeted the one word dead. And now it's just,
R.I.P. my King Dan. He would have loved none
is
of
that
it.
real?
Yeah, it's real.
He would have loved Gruul.
He would not have loved Gruul.
He would have said that's exactly what Greg deserved.
I know the video isn't real, but whether Robert tweeted that is beyond me. Yeah, that.
Dan would have said,
He's
"Oh,
still
man."
recording his He's
There
still
was
recording his
that.
old fan messages from beyond the grave. That's all that matters.
That's true. Yeah.
Exactly. He's still beyond the grave. He's sending cameos. He's killing the game. He still had his scream in episode 6. He's around
Yeah, the ghost of Dan.
in the spirit world.
He's still
But he's
simping-
around,
simping for Ashley.
He still is.
And that whole meme started because of the freaking because on the podcast we did a simp tier list, and I put Ashley in S tier, but everyone agreed with me. And I specifically said I do not have a crush on Ashley, and then
The reason I got memed
Yeah.
is because
And
you
Ellie
were
doesn't work at
right,
Denny's.
but you tried to deny it.
but yeah, I had to fill you in on the lore. But yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, man.
I feel like I know so much
Hardcore
more
fan.
about Dan already.
right?
No.
Now you're really
the
getting-
damn Lord goes hard.
Oh god.
It does. Like I said, there's enough for an Into the Danverse.
And it's all off screen.
All right. I did want to ask the final question to transition us into the Disventure Camp All Stars chat. Scott, prior to this episode, so from episode 1 to 11, who was your favorite character and least favorite character? No explanation. Just give us a first and worst.
My favorite character was Ellie. But real quick, of the people still in after episode 11, my favorite overall would be Gabby. And my least favorite, oh my goodness, it's so hard because he is, I shouldn't even give my explanation. I'm sorry, I'm so bad at this. But it's so hard. I don't think this is fair to say, but my least favorite is absolutely Jake.
Oh.
I think he's grown so much, and I actually love Jake, but I also hate him, and I will never forgive him for making James' first boot.
Oh.
Well, you know what? I think that's a good insight onto where your opinions are going to be coming.
Oh,
I love Jake. I love how Jake has been written. I am actually a really big fan of his story arc. I know a lot of people. He's maybe the most wish-washy of characters in terms of fan reception, but I love how he's written and how his arc has been. I think it's been very realistic, but I just don't think I can forgive him for making my King James first boot.
Fair enough.
Loyal James defender.
I'll die on the sword that Lake should have been first boot and they just boot second James. But that's for another day.
Agreed.
Fair point. I think in the end, like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it would have been nicer to have more James. Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
I just had
Okay.
whiplash. Genesis saying a name that's not Ashley actually gave me whiplash. I don't know why.
He's no longer one note.
That actually gave me whiplash. It's either Ashley or Ellie. Those are the two people he likes talking about.
I know.
Jpeg, it is.
Listen! I have no reason to mention Ellie in this episode. I'm not going to.
No.
We don't know. We'll
I
see.
will.
Let's start with.
Oh, you want to start with the bad? See, I don't dislike this episode. Like, I think it's fine. I think the Gret and Gabby stuff, that's interesting. I think some of the Jake and Aiden stuff is interesting, and I think some of the Connor and Alex stuff is interesting. But I did rate it considerably less because of what was in there closer to the end. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know if I want to beat a dead horse, so let me think of something. It's a plot point that, can I say it? I don't know if I can say it. I don't know what's.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go. There's no need to.
Okay.
Spoil.
The love
Pretty
triangle.
honest episode.
Yeah. The host love triangle. I mean, I'm glad it's sort of developing more. And it did have some feeler moments, you know, with Trevor crying and all that. But
Oh, that. For a second, I was like, wait, Tom, Jake, Aiden, what?
no, not that one.
Good point.
Not that one. It did have some feeler moments, so like I'm not gonna be like, oh, it was like completely awful or anything like that. But like, I don't care. Sorry. Like, I just don't care about the love triangle, you know, and like it took up a considerable lot of screen time, you know, because like they had like a whole scene away from it, you know what I mean? And not only that, but multiple more after that. It's like, it's fine. Like, I think the episode's still fine with it. I think it's still good with it. I think it's still perfectly watchable with it. But like, you know, I think other than that, the episode was good. I think it was really just the host stuff that brought it down for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that I don't know. It's weird to like put the scenes in between contestant scenes. Like if it was like at the beginning and the end,
Right.
that would make more sense, right?
Yeah.
The pacing doesn't.
I think that would be
feel
way
weird.
better,
If
actually.
it's like a sandwich and the host scenes are the bread, that would be like better than like them being spread throughout the middle. Kind of breaks the pacing, I feel.
Exactly. I think so. Yeah. I would agree. And I don't want to beat a dead horse with the host plots, but that's legitimately my only complaint. Like, other than that, the episode was good, but also, like, even besides that, there's nothing in this episode to really make me go like, oh my god, like, you know, amazing episode. I liked the fact that there was a tiebreaker. That was fun.
Yeah.
I did like the tie, and the tiebreaker itself was interesting.
Yeah, suck it, Imer. You said it was never happening.
I never said it's never happening. I just said you can avoid. You gotta point to the fact that tiebreakers usually don't happen when there's 15 characters left, and I was right with that.
You were like,
10
it's
left.
never happened. No. You said they don't do tiebreakers, which is fair. But
I said they try to avoid tiebreakers. I didn't say they
true.
don't do it.
that's true. And now we got
Yeah.
Tend to
the
avoid.
two tiebreaker winners are Yule and Gabby. That's right.
I will say, I will also say this, actually. Oh, sorry, what?
So no one ever forget the rock paper scissors. It's too important.
Sizers.
I mentioned this.
This was one episode.
The second half of episode 12 was the only episode I didn't get to proofread. If I did, I would have made Trevor say, "Oh, at least it's better than rock paper scissors." That joke didn't make it.
Fair enough. But I will also give some props to the episode, which will hopefully lead into the one who ranked it the most, right? But I like the Jake and Tom stuff in this episode. I did.
Wow.
Usually I'm not the biggest fan of it, but in this, I think it also helps that it's actually I can't say the eliminated contestant, but I think it also helps that
It's fine. There's no need
Oh,
not
okay.
to.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think it also helps that this is the last time we're getting it. So, well, it's not gonna be the last time it's mentioned, but it's the last time it's gonna be like very big on screen and stuff like that. So it was nice to have. So yeah.
Well, that's your new niche now. You're the Tom Jake boy. All right. That's your new niche.
Okay. Sure. Fair enough.
All right. What about
All right,
you,
Marks.
All right, so I boomeranged because I know last episode I ranked really low, and this episode I ranked really high. And let me just say, I feel like when I'm watching Disventure Camp, what's most important to me is the cohesion of the overall storyline that's been presented to us with a mixture of comedy and confusion. Just a little bit of confusion and comedy. Not a ton where I'm like, whoa, this is jarring. And I feel like that's what this episode gave us. I feel like this episode was so fun with the interaction of Connor returning to the game and immediately going to Tom and then Jake separately and then banding together the heroes. And I was like, oh, wow, the plot is making sense in a dynamic way that's going to accelerate the strategy of the game. Amazing. I'm invested.
That's a good point. Okay.
Jake and Aiden's air quotes trust bonding exercise, it felt scripted, but not necessarily forced. And so that's where I appreciate how it played out and the scene in its entirety. Do I think that there was a little bit of like goofs there? Yeah, sure. But I liked that that's how they air quotes gained trust with each other. Gabby and Gret's friendship this episode, so good. Finger licking good. One of my favorite
Finger
lines.
licking.
One of my favorite lines that I improv'd into this episode made it into this episode, so I also really enjoyed that.
Fair enough.
Funny.
Wait, what line?
But the line is just no one's talking to you. But I improv'd in Gabby, shut the fuck up.
Oh!
Yeah,
That was so good. That got me. That caught me so off guard.
Yeah, because I was like, I just was like, what would you all do? You will just not give a fuck about Gabby. So that was just fun. And then the tiebreaker was exhilarating. The fact that like the dynamics of the tiebreaker exhilarating. Everything in this episode like had me on the edge of my seat, and then the goodbye. I will be the first to say I have not been Jake nor Tom's fan throughout their first season nor this season. I've been a tolerator at most, but Tom really did pull at my heartstrings. Like I really was like sat there so sad for them both, but like so warmed by his words. Props to Jace, by the way. It was such a good ending for the episode as well. So
Yeah.
to me, I also love the host plot. I'm so sorry, Genesis.
Oh,
The host
no,
plot
it's
to
okay.
me-
It's okay. You know what? That works. We have diverse opinions. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
totally down.
Like,
for
I
that.
like
me,
Ellie.
I watch,
Sorry.
but like I know a lot of people in the fandom watch the plot and they're like so sad for Trevor and it's like heartbreaking. I watch this host plot and I see Trevor run away and cry and I'm kicking my legs like a little schoolgirl and giggling. Like I'm like, oh, this is so fun.
Torture him. That's what you get for not interviewing
like,
me.
I'm like, oh, the hosts, they're beefing. So like to me, it's all fun, entertainment. So that's why I ranked it high.
It's
Okay,
Mark's
okay.
revenge. He gets shot in Freud. He's like, Billy didn't interview me. I like it when Trevor cries.
And then I think it goes to Scott for his ranking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Scott.
My
what do you think
ranking
about
for
the
this episode, you know, I would give this episode a nice 8. I did really like this episode. You know, we touched on it a lot. I took, you know, a lot of notes. I loved how this episode progressed already existing plots. Like Gabby and Gret's friendship is my favorite thing going on right now in the show. I love how they've been interacting. Something I'm going to talk about more later, but like throughout the whole episode, I thought their interactions were just so good between the two of them, and it made me really happy to see them together, especially because I feel like last episode with the comeback, Gret was like the most side was the most sidelined character in the episode. So it was really nice to see her get such a focus here with Gabby. I love their friendship with the season 1 backdrop. I think it's just so dynamic. And it's really, really cool to see them play off of each other in this way with Yul as the antagonistic force. So I love that plot going on. And I am someone who has been getting annoyed by the Aiden, Jake, Tom love triangle 3 thing at points during the season. So this episode was really cathartic. It was really nice to see Jake and Aiden getting along for the first time, but it wasn't like, oh, now we're just best friends. It was like very natural the way it was set up. Well, as natural as it can be with like, Wolf attacking them. I really liked that part. And the ending of the episode I thought was very sweet. Some of the things that kind of pulled me back with it is I felt like there weren't as many as like standout exciting moments this episode as there have been in the past. Like it was like overall good, but there weren't as many moments where I was like, wow, that is so iconic. I'm gonna remember that at the end of the season.
That's the same for me. Yeah, that's another reason why I ranked it a little mid.
Yeah, I think it did a really good job at progressing the characters and the character arcs that are already going. I love Connor's stuff with Alec and Rhea. I think the 3 of them are really dynamic. I'd love to see, I'm sure we will, but I'd love to see like the 3 of them interact more as a group, Connor, Rhea, and Alec. I think that would be very, very cool to see. I really like that plot going on this season. So overall, I really liked it. And then even like the Rhea and Ali stuff, I thought that was really cool because Ali kind of doesn't have anything going on right now. So seeing that like little seed be planted with her and Rhea, that was nice. I also felt like another thing I wasn't a huge fan of, the tiebreaker. I thought it was like, this is cool, but I don't know. For me, it was like a little underwhelming. I thought it could have been like, I don't know. I just, with Tom and Gabby, it felt like if Gabby went home here, I would have been like really disappointed and surprised because I felt like it just wasn't giving a Gabby boot episode at all. So when it was between her and Tom, at least to me, I didn't feel a lot of the tension because it felt like, oh, well, Tom has to go here. He has to lose this tiebreaker just with how the episode was written. Like if it was like Yul in there, I would have been like, oh, maybe Yul could go home here. But I get
yeah.
Oh, I don't even agree with Yul.
Yul actually winning a tiebreaker would be cool. Him winning like a real tiebreaker.
Yeah, but that would have never happened. They couldn't write Yul in there because writing Yul as a winner of a tiebreaker
over Tom,
that was physical, unrealistic. That's a whitey brat.
Like tie ropes, he can't do that.
You double tie the knots. No, you double tie the knots.
You're tying the knots for me.
Jesus, man, I'm just trying to help. Jesus Christ.
You would have tried to get him to play some more rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, great. So now let's move into the character dissection. I want to straight up open up this character that got eliminated because he is so 3-dimensional and a lot of people see him as, annoying. They categorize him as like a screen hog, and so they just are annoyed by his storyline. So does anybody here want to give a character analysis? Scott, Imer?
I mean, I'll talk about Tom for a little bit.
You go first. How you go?
Okay,
you go. No, you go.
Okay,
I'll go. You made the notes. You gotta fulfill the notes.
I did make my notes. Let me read them. So Tom's story throughout this whole season has been really wild. Of course, like all the characters, it's a continuation of his season 1 storyline. In season 1, we didn't get to see a lot of the like quote unquote real Tom. He very literally had his mask and his outfit on the entire time, hiding, the real Tom underneath and his emotions and feelings. So it's been really fun this season to see him play off of characters like Aiden and Gabby, and see just like this really lighthearted, kind of himbo, as a lot of fans have started calling him, version of Tom, where he is extremely competent physically in all the challenges. And, not to say that he's a bad spy or cop, but he is kind of stupid. And so that's been like a really fun side to see of Tom. And it really makes him, I think the reason a lot of people side with Tom in sort of the Tom Jake beef is because Tom is very like charming and charismatic and fun and just like a likable, warm guy. Very silly, yeah. Whereas Jake, I think a lot of people view as very cold and pointed and angry and sides with all these like negative emotions. But the thing about Tom is, even though he has been a lot more open with his teammates and his true self, he's not been open like that with Jake. He's still very much the same like masked, closed off person emotionally with Jake as he was in season 1, because he's dealing with a lot of complicated, hard emotions around Jake and around his spy identity, which he connects with Jake as well. So there's all these like hard, difficult things going on there that makes it so he just, wants to avoid him. We saw he had a very avoidant communication style with Jake between seasons, and that of course continued during the season. So I was like a very not big fan of Tom. Sorry, not Jake. Not big fan of Tom because of that. I felt like, why are you like making up this fake boyfriend? Like, that's so annoying. You so clearly don't have a boyfriend. But it's just, I think it is very much him like sinking into that masked spy kind of figure that he was, because you don't just grow into an entirely new person. You still fall back onto those avoidant kind of like hidden crutches that you have. So I think it was written really well in how he handled Jake, even if it was annoying as a fan to watch. You obviously just want to see him like reconcile and get together. But it's very well written. And of course, his ending, I thought was he really couldn't have ended at a higher point for me, outside of him like winning. But even then, I feel like this is almost better than him winning. He goes out in a tiebreaker where for the first time, everyone that he's friends with are actually working together, and all the heroes are cheering him on. And even Gabby, who beats him, he has a good relationship with her. I feel like he's finally opening up to Jake. Like, he really does just end his arc as positively as he can. So this was my favorite episode of Tom between both seasons that he was in, hands down. I mean, he even almost wins the challenge. I just thought it was a really phenomenal episode for Tom, and I thought it was really cool how they broke down his kind of like transition from spy into this like himbo character that he was this season.
Himbo, absolutely.
I think I got it.
I literally have that in my notes. That was my I love how he delivered that line this episode. He's like so giddy about it and so excited.
He's just so goofy. I love him.
Yeah, his voice delivery it's just so cute. It really is.
Shout outs to Jace for sure.
Yeah.
Like, really own this episode. He's like, remember when Connor's like, you all are a bunch of fools. Like, yeah, listen to Connor. He's so right. What do you mean? Like, it's just hilarious.
Yeah, we're a bunch of loot. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's true.
But that was so good.
Yeah, we're all a bunch of loot. Wait, what?
I also love, I don't know if this is mentioned enough, but with this episode, you see how Tom's impact isn't from talking to people, but from people's experience with him. Like, for example, Gabby's like, I don't feel like I'm that much mad about Tom. I don't think I have that grudge anymore. It's not because Tom talked to Gabby, it's because she came to his own term. We never really see that for eliminated people. We usually see him like talk to people and wrap things up. But with, like, Tom is just his presence in the camp, and with time going on, we see how things slowly get to the point that they need to justify his elimination due to like natural events and not being like forced conversation. I think that's a really strong way of storytelling. I also appreciate you, Scott, for mentioning like how like Tom's mindset is for every part of the season. Where it's like how he goes into this like regarding like Ghost and Jake, and then how he like takes the hugest, biggest fumble, which is so obvious about the whole boyfriend lie. I think that was just a very interesting way to get onto, because I feel like people tend to forget this stuff because it's very early onto the season. Everyone's just remembering, oh yeah, Tom, Jake, Aiden, Tom, Jake, Aiden. But we do see like Tom start off individually and isolate himself.
Yeah, absolutely. It isn't really until like the musical episode, I feel like, when he gets clued in, when Jake is very clearly angrily singing his feelings towards him.
Briefly, a lot of people I know were a bit disappointed. They were like, oh man, they cut off Tom in episode 12. There's no satisfying way to end a story. But my points, one, well, yeah, the bullet point version in your head, it's never going to be satisfying. Okay? There's still a long way to go, right? Anything can happen. But number two, first time, I don't know. I feel like that's what the Hunter and the Ellie fans have been suffering for the last many episodes. Let's just,
Yeah, absolutely.
Things will happen. Things I can assure you, things will. That's not the ending. It's just a transition.
Yeah.
Elimination is not the ending of the story. It's just the transition. Yeah.
And it's like, did we really need? Obviously, it'd be nice. You want to see your favorite character be there the entire season, but realistically, this is a great point to end Tom's own personal character arc and the arcs he has going on with other people. Like you said, can come back later. All the eliminated people, I'm sure, are gonna show up during the finale. I'm sure, there's gonna be moments where they interact with each other again. It isn't just like, oh, well, this is the last time we're ever gonna see Tom.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, we're not. There's no way Nation cartoons are gonna leave the big couple and just end it there. Like, come on. There's
Oh,
there's still
absolutely
stuff.
not. There's still
Yeah.
so many fans to please.
Yeah.
There's 21 episodes, not 13. There's like so much left, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
It's like, especially like, yeah, we're not gonna end it like halfway through the season and never refer to it again. Like, it's obvious. I feel like they're gonna continue it, like, obviously.
Yeah. And
It's just like the habit to where it's like adjust Tom's elimination, not to like end it. It's to say how Tom's gonna continue on now with him being booted, and how Jake's gonna and like he's been like forgiven.
And like I get like it's frustrating to like have to wait till like basically the end of the season, but like I feel like that's most shows. I feel like most shows they wrap up the characters at the end of the season.
Yeah.
That's kind of how a story works.
Total Drama is
the end of the story is at the end.
Total Drama is just different because like characters end a little early because they get eliminated and they're not relevant in the finale. But like DC All Stars is very different. Okay, many characters are very relevant in the finale. Mark's like about for that.
Yeah.
I don't really have a spiel, and I know we don't love to talk about Total Drama, but I was a big Tom anti, and hearing you guys kind of talk about Tom, especially Scott's like analysis, I kind of associated Tom with one of my favorites from Total Drama, Pakato Island Sky. Like, I was one of her biggest defenders.
Ooh.
And I'm seeing a lot of similar traits. And now I'm wondering if I subconsciously hated Tom because I loved him so much, and I knew I would be insufferable if I was a Tom stan. Like, I see how other people and I fear that may have been the case, guys, because Tom was a really good character, and I think a lot of his like nuances of just how broken he is as a person and trying to rebuild himself goes unnoticed. Because when you lose your whole identity, you have to not only de-piece that identity, but now reform a new one. And that's what he's been doing, and we're seeing a new Tom from what we saw in season 1, and that's what I kind of like love.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love.
Wait, yes, that's canon. I'll take it.
That's his last name. Oh man. I do get some of the complaints. Maybe he's a little too much. We lean a little too much on the himbo thing. Fair enough. I get it.
Yeah, I think a lot of Tom fans, this is just what I've seen. It's on the Tumblrs and the Twitters. I think a lot of Tom fans do kind of ignore his more negative traits, and they view him like, oh, that's my baby girl Tom. And then a lot of like the Jake fans, for example, view only his negative traits. And it is important to realize like this is a fully fleshed out character. He had an arc over 2 seasons. And he's done so much. And what makes him interesting is that he has the good traits and then he makes the bad decisions as well.
Yeah. He ain't perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He
ain't perfect, but he's human.
The meta narrative of DC has like always been dunking on Jake. So.
No.
And that's fair. Jake is the same way. I don't think Jake is perfect. I don't think he's the worst character ever. I think he has so much good about him, and I really, really love how he's progressed over the season. Shout out to Ashley. But even post Ashley, I think Jake has become more interesting to me because we've been seeing him have to stand on his own this episode, especially. Seeing him, he was mourning all by himself on the rock, all sad and alone, but Connor helped him out. Then he had a pretty normal interaction with Aiden by Jake standards. That went really nice. And now with Tom gone also, I'm really, really looking forward to see how Jake acts without all the people that he's most emotionally connected to surrounding him.
That's true.
Yeah, shout out to Genesis's girl.
Yeah.
And
Miriam.
also
Woo! Genesis's girl.
Yeah.
Miriam.
100%.
Yeah,
and shout out
no,
to
I'm really-
Yule's girl, Tam. Tam, welcome.
Welcome. So Tam, as the main pitcher for Tom's plot, what do you make of it? Since you're the one that pitched Tom's idea.
Tam?
Yeah. Oh, just.
Hi, Tam.
Hey, Tam.
Hi. Sorry I'm late.
You're fine. Don't not worry.
You're good.
Oh my god. Yeah, I was not expecting that pitch to be taken, honestly. But I don't know, I got really into it. Wait. Sorry, someone's okay. Yeah, I didn't expect it, but I got really into it. I didn't really well, I was a little bit attached to like the Tom and Jake stuff in DC1. So that kind of inspired me to go into it a little bit more. And then when I noted that Tom and Jake we're gonna still have problems this season, my imagination just ran with it. And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm the cause of the fake imaginary boyfriend plot as well.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
It gives depth to Tom's character.
yeah. I know. I felt like Tom would be that paranoid to do something like that. He's like kind of avoidant. I totally feel him sometimes, but yeah.
Do you feel him because you have
I
similar
didn't think
names?
it would come that far. Tom and Tam? Oh my god!
Oh my god.
That doesn't mean a deal breaker.
Wait.
You're like, oh my god. I learned
Yeah, I'm
something
like,
new.
yeah. I'm like twin. Oh
I am
my
Jpeg.
gosh.
No,
But-
no, I'm not. Never mind. Take it back.
No.
Jake. No,
Oh,
we're gonna
God.
keep that. Alright, anyways, moving on. Jake is
Oh
now
god.
Jpeg is now Jpeg's favorite character. It's no longer Tess, so I can take Tess away from him. This is perfect.
Oh shoot.
Anyways, oh, I do agree. Like, I will say with Tom this season, especially, it very much does make sense because he is someone to have like close his walls. Like, he doesn't want anyone to know about his personal life. That's why, like, in episode 5 of DC1, we see him not want to like call his family because he doesn't want to like reveal them. He's always not one to not share stuff, which I definitely get because I am like that too.
Mhm.
So I do appreciate with Tom that he's very much consistent with All Stars. It's just we never see the actual Tom because he's always closed off. Oh, my argument is just like we never. This is still canon because like you can't really retcon something that doesn't explain it. So it's just explaining now what people have been asking for years. So I'm just happy to see like there's information now about how Tom is as a person, and I'm kind of happy with the change.
Perfect with that. Like,
Perfect.
oh my gosh. Yeah, Tom and Jake, they have their issues for real.
Yeah. Isn't that so weird?
But
though? It's like
yeah.
he didn't even make the top half. He's not in the top 9 of the 18-person season. That's
I
so
know.
weird to think about.
I know, and we thought that like Tom would be the one out of like Tom and Jake go far.
Yeah,
But
we were told he would make
I don't
like
know.
final 5, but that did not happen.
Yeah.
It's so
I mean,
funny.
Jake outplaced him twice.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
why.
that's
Yeah.
wild.
That's sad.
Messy.
I will say this too. It was funny because like preseason, I was like, all right, Jake's the first merge boot. Tom might make it like top 6. I watched the season. I'm like, oh my god, Jake's about to outlast Tom. I'm like, when it started, I was like, oh god, it's the Jake
Oh my
show.
god.
I just like prepared my little clown chair for the whole season
Yeah.
because I knew it was about to happen. So when I saw Tom go home, it's so funny because like the day up before, I was like, oh yeah, Aiden's going home. And like the day I wake up, I'm like, wait, Tom's the target for the villains. He's supposed to go, right? Like I literally started off. I see people ping me. I'm like, "What's your fear?" I'm like, "Oh, maybe it's Tom because like he's definitely the biggest target right now." And then I just watched the episode. I like saw Aiden not like talk. He wasn't over Jake yet, so I was like, "All right, so it's gonna be Tom then."
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, sorry. Go
Oh, yeah,
ahead.
you go.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, when I heard that Tom was gonna go far, like, originally, I was a little scared.
Yeah, you were mad.
Yeah, I was so mad. Because I was like, what are we gonna do with him? Like, his spy thing is over. Like, what now? I don't know.
Yeah.
Jake is so messy, so he's, like, fun to, like, write for, but, yeah, I think Yeah, this was right for Tom, I guess. But I know fans are not gonna be happy with it. So
It's also very
was
spicy
great.
because like everyone has detailed perception right now because like so far it's like Fiora's plot armor, she's gonna go to the end again. Oh, what is that? A pre-merge dude? And we have Connor's like, oh, why does he need to come back? He's rich. He literally has a speech explaining why it doesn't matter about wealth. It's whoever puts the most effort in to win. It's breaking the meta every fan has about winners. And we have now like Tom taking it, and they're gonna float all the way to final 6. I'm like, oh wow, look at this. Final 10 is a boot for one of them. It's kind of funny to see the notes always change. I'm very happy. Like All Stars is like for the average fans, like making them shocked. So it's always nice to see.
Oh, yeah.
I think as an average fan, this season has been very shocking. Like even right now, I don't think I could accurately guess who the final 3 is going to be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
People have their assumptions, but I mean,
Oh.
again, we also thought Tess and Dom were making the end game. That clearly didn't happen. So, and Ashley
We also
too.
thought Ashley was going to be the winner, didn't
I
we?
didn't.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
Oh,
yeah, I know.
Ashley's the most shocking.
Oops.
Hey, Scott,
I never believed in all 3.
Mark's told me that when y'all were watching the episode live, like everyone freaked out when Ashley got her first votes.
Because it was shocking. It was a big gag. It's like obviously if you sit back and you think about it, you're like, wow. And that's what makes it good. That if you do sit back and think about it, it's a very logical, obvious move for the villains to make. But when you're in it and you're watching the episode and you're seeing the scenes that you're seeing, and you're seeing everyone, like especially this episode, so hero focused, and they're all playing so emotionally, and then you're like looking at the villains, you're expecting them to just like boot out, Jake or something, and then the first vote for Ashley pops up, and it's shocking, it's gagging, it's so good because it's like, oh my goodness, they're making the smart move. The writers are like putting the thought into it. They're not just doing the obvious thing. And they're not only is it shocking, it's just because of how it is, how it's played out, and how it's written. But it's shocking because they're taking out Ashley, a character who I think had like the best quote unquote edit, like the best, the best screen time and best story in the pre-merge, and then just right off the bat kick her off as soon as the merge hits in a very blindsidey vote. I mean, it was amazing. I loved that round.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, that's a little weird, but we're gonna go to the secrecy now. So introduce.
All right, then let's move on to the scene by scene analysis. So we're gonna start out the episode, and at the very start of the episode, Gabby approaches Gret to go swimming. So who wants to talk about this? Who wants to gather?
You know what? I'll go ahead and do it.
Hold on, Imer, swimming. Right. They went to go catch some rays. Imer, you wrote it wrong. They were sunbathing, Imer.
Okay. They're in the sand and like right next to the water.
Imer's already doing me dirty.
Yeah, come on.
It's okay. I'll give Imer some slack.
I'm being exposed as a really bad voice actor. I'm only as good as the script. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Marks, this is the whole fruits thing all over again, where you read the wrong thing. It's all my fault.
It really is, guys. I promise I read the wrong thing.
But I'll.
It's 11 p.m. That's my excuse. 11:30.
So, basically, Gabby approaches Gret and is like, "Hey, you want to catch some?" Again, like Jpeg said, like. She goes, "Do you want to catch some rays with me?" And Gabby goes, Gret initially thinks that it's part of like some like manipulation or being mean or in some way, and I think that's a very nice subtle way of sort of hinting at Yule sucks. Which I mean, we didn't really need any motivation to think that, but
Yeah, in case we missed that Yule sucks the first 11 episodes.
Yeah,
a little subtle push.
Exactly. Just in case we had to drive it a little home. But eventually, like Gret sort of realizes, hey, Gabby's actually kind of being serious, and I think it's partly also due to the fact that Gabby's just being Gabby. So Gret eventually agrees, and then Yule does an thing, and then Gret just says, "Yeah, I'll go, but I won't wear my swimsuit." Oh,
ooh, Yule,
okay.
you little shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Gabby just goes, okay, that's a little weird, I guess, but like, sure. I don't mean, it's you do you, baby boo, and then that's sort of how that ends.
Oh, God.
That actually, I really did feel for Gret there, man.
It's like one of the
Yeah.
best
You weren't allowed to go
swimsuits, and Will's
sunbathing in
hating
your
on it.
swimsuit. You have to wear like a full
Mm.
tuxedo whenever you went sunbathing.
Oh God, I'm already cringing at the sheer level of heat stroke I get.
I
But
feel like people
Oh.
bathrobe.
bathrobe. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, I mean it was a great sort of way of being like, it's not as subtle as maybe I was hoping for it to be, but it was at least like subtle enough for me to really appreciate it. You know what I mean? It was very what's the word? There was a lot of show don't tell to it, and I really like that part of it. And it's also just nice because, Gabby and Gret kind of beefed in the first season, and then it's just sort of nice to sort of have that little bonding thing going on.
I love it so much.
Also, from a meta perspective about the scene, I agree, disagree. I love how Gret's first reaction is like, are you saying I could use a tan? Because she's so used to when some people reply there, it's something in a negative essence. When it's like Gabby just trying to sincerely be a friend, it's like, oh wait, what? Like it's taking Gret. It's hard that you get used to that people are actually treating her like a genuine person. It's very interesting.
Yeah, no, that's that kind of stuff. Like I that subtlety I was perfectly fine with. My complaint actually goes to the like, you just wear what you're comfortable like, or what was the conversation thing Gabby said? It was like,
she's
Gabby
like a little
was,
weird, but you just wear what makes you comfortable.
yeah, something like that. I would have more appreciated I don't know. I guess I just would have. It's very nitpicky, I know, but I just would have more appreciated a little more. I guess a little less talk in that particular area, because we know Gabby is like okay with whatever Gret wants to wear and stuff like that. But yeah. Anyway, so in the next scene, Connor and Tom have a conversation because Connor's really raring up now that he's back in the game, ready to win the mill, ready to stick it to Rhea. As he should, King. So who wants to start off with this?
No, it's a pretty brief scene, so I'll take it if no one else does. But like, I like the parallels where they're both talking about people that annoy them. But obviously, Tom is, he's learning to live with it, whereas Connor's learning to hate it. So it's like, it's this nice, like, one's about to go in and the other's about to go out. That's interesting. I also like that
that's true.
He calls him Tommy, I think. That's Tommy, my boy.
Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't catch that. Oh, I didn't catch that. Oh, wait.
He's so sweet.
He's such a dad.
Oh.
Tommy, my boy.
He's recruiting his munchkins.
He's recruiting. I wish he got a scene with all four of them. I'm sad it was only Tom and Jake. I wish Connor talked to all four of them. Like, Aiden, what's up?
It would have been so cute with Allie.
It was just a little heartwarming.
Yeah, he's getting his munchkins. Connor wants munchkins. Here you go.
It was nice because, like, technically Connor already knows Aiden and Allie from season 2, so he did it with the season 1 guys. So
that's true.
DC2, DC1 interactions. Let's go.
Yeah, we love that.
Yeah.
It's like a funny greeting where it's like Allie's like, "Oh yeah, Connor, he broke my switch, so we have something to talk about at least." I'm like, "Oh." It was actually a thing.
We have that nice little intermission, and now we're back to Gret, Gabby, and you. So, who wants to talk about this?
So this next scene, I feel like you could split up into three parts. The first part, I just want to touch on. I love how it is written and how Gret is explaining how she doesn't want to be alone and like that dread that you feel, and that's why people don't leave their abusers. Like, just hearing that was like haunting, but like really good like characterization for Gret, because she is that character who just seeks approval, and we saw that even in DC1. And now that she has it, she's so scared to let it go, even though she knows it's harming her. She's aware. Like, I feel like this also hinted at she's aware, but she doesn't want to let it go.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. Let me just do all those ideas real quick. But I love it. I think it is very, like you said, hauntingly realistic to a lot of people in abusive relationships. They're not like stupid people. They know what's happening, but there is a feeling of like, no one else will love me more than this person is right now. So this is the best I can do. So I can't lose this, even though it hurts me. And that isn't true, but it's, you know, it's how a lot of people feel. And it's very like, it's a very interesting characterization for Gret that I think is playing out really well.
And it's not like it's something uncommon for Gret because she already had this with her parents, where she's like, I can't lose them to my parents. They're all I have. But we do see, even though it's a shorter season, so it's referenced less, because of All Stars being a more compact season, it's like full of stuff and surprises. They have to justify it by adding more into Gret's character to justify replacement. And I think that's where it's just like, wow, you really get to see more of Gret that we kind of didn't see in D1. Because this is the same old Gret. It's just this is more of her authentic self, and I think that's really great to see. And I think this really helps.
Sorry, I will say this, just to sort of anticipate a complaint that I don't have, but I can see people having per se. I don't know if anyone's already complained this already, but you know, in season 1, she also went through her whole arc of like, you know, like eventually learning not to give a shit what anyone thinks, right? And people might look at season 1 and then look at season 3 and go, well, she's back to, you know, she's back to like actually giving a damn what people think again. What happened? You know, like these characters aren't moving forward. And to that I answered, that's kind of reality, you know?
Yeah.
I guess to quote the famous video game Getting Over It, no amount of progress is guaranteed, you know? There will always be setbacks. And I think this is a very understandable setback, and a way of sort of like her sort of going through the same arc again, but it's not really the same arc at all. There's a huge lot of differences.
Yeah, I agree. I think the premiere sets it up in like a small but very, you know, good way. When she's speaking to Alec, she mentions, you know, she got a lot of blowback from the fans after she came back, and you know, I'm sure that really impacted how she viewed herself and the progress she made after DC1.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that's great insight actually. It had to have, because I mean, fan reception, I mean, when you're in reality TV,
it affects everyone.
Yeah, exactly. People will always say like they don't really care what anyone thinks, but I think to an extent everyone cares what everyone thinks. You know what I mean? Or at least, you know, human beings are pack creatures. It's just kind of natural, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then Yul breaks up this beautiful scene, stomps his way in, and he demands his salad. Where do we think where do we think Gret's gonna get this salad from? Any guesses?
From Nina's kitchen.
Leaves.
She's gonna sneak into production 10 and she's gonna get the food, and then she's gonna prepare it in the tent where it's like 10 people sleeping. So while and then she can get it all done before Crystal calls him for the challenge, because there's no way Gret is in a speed run salad maker. Otherwise she's not well fit to be Yul's girlfriend.
I just think it was so fun. Especially, you know, just how he shuts down Gabby, and he's definitely Yul is not trying to have this friendship. He said, fuck Gabby, get away from my girlfriend. You do not need to be here.
In the original script, he was going to call her
manipulator tactics.
In the original script, he's like, get away, Lesbo.
What?
Yeah.
Don't you have any
Get
carpet
away,
to munch?
Lesbo.
Or something like that.
Carpet.
Wow.
I do remember that.
Holy.
I feel like some of it got cut. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Holy. Oh,
I feel like this is something you'd hear on South Park.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you record these lines?
I didn't record these lines.
Thank
goodness it didn't make it
said
to Mark.
the scene seems like overkill, and then Tem rewrote it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
that's
don't
a fair
know.
point.
I think it's very in character for Yul, but I think it's a bit overkill for Disventure Camp. That's
exactly.
fair.
We want, we want the viewers to stay.
I'm of the opinion that you know, like people do go to these depths in real life. Like I get that part.
Yeah.
but this is a show for younger audiences, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
maybe-
hope. Like,
Where we say
having
the
Grit
S word.
fans suffered enough. Like, I was just thinking, like, oh my god,
Yeah.
because like the whole like reactions even to like Gret's like change from DC1 DC3, like her appearance and stuff. Like, I just like it goes a little too far. Like, I don't know.
And especially combined with the fact that I know this was all written like retroactively before like the reception, but like like people were already not very on board with
exactly
that change.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will say, as a big Yule fan, I wish his insults were a little more clever because it kind of just like child insults, which is fine. I like that.
Exactly.
I kind of wish he was more like he found other ways to pick insecurities of people, like because that is Yule. You could call out Maggie for her height, you could call out Rosa for something like being affectionate. Like he would go under the belt insults, and I think that is what I love about Yule. I like when it's like bad, like when it's like clever. Like, and I think the season doesn't go for clever; it goes just for like basic, and it's like, oh, that's okay, I guess. Like,
I don't know, because I don't know if you guys know this, but and this isn't Marx's fault in any way at all, but I hated Jewel in the second season.
Agreed.
Primarily,
But you loved him in the third. You're
I
like,
think,
yes, I love you. He's so abusive.
well, like, okay, I don't love him like as a person, but like like I wanted that balance between like really like this and funny,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I got the balance in season 3. In season 2, it leaned too much more on the piece of shit part, and I just couldn't. I really, ooh,
yeah.
If anything, I mean, I don't want to boost his ego too much, but to give kudos to Marks, I think his voice acting in season 3, it is a lot better than season 2, though the improvement is there, major. But his voice and the way he voice acts Yule, it takes these really, really mean, disgusting lines, but just the way his voice is and the way he voice acts him, it makes them sound like lighthearted and cartoonish.
Exactly.
You kind of take it as nicer than if someone else were voicing those same lines.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the equivalent of like when you fire someone, you got to sing. You got to sing it,
Oh God,
yeah.
yeah.
Fire someone. Oh my God.
I don't know if that's like I don't know where I heard that joke from, but I could have sworn like it was like it's because it's always about the way you deliver something. But yeah.
We gotta wrap up this scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. My bad.
fair.
Yeah, let's move on.
Now, what's interesting to me is that this scene was very hyped up in the trailers and stuff, and it's only like the first like 5 minutes of the episode, but it's still good. It's still good.
Right.
yeah. But like, it's still a strong entry. Like, usually start scenes don't have much of an impact. For this episode, especially, I think the start scene of this is a huge impact already.
Yeah.
I think it's very memorable.
Real quick, you brought up an interesting thing about how like the trailer sort of influences perception on the episodes. I think it's interesting because after episode 13, that's not going to happen anymore.
Or so we think.
There might still be
don't know.
trailers. I don't know.
Oh, you think so? Okay.
But like, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Like next time.
I'm like 80%
Disventure
sure there won't
Camp,
be any
you could,
trailers, but only 80%, not 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Noted.
I get it with no trailers because it gives like more like suspense. Then it's like, oh, Fear Eyes, and I'm like, that's good for me because then I get to take a nap.
Yeah, going into everything blind, I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. Going into things blind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because Jobbert, I love their edit. Sometimes their editing is very obvious, like how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Episode DC1 was really bad though because like they literally showed Tom Wayne in episode 2, and it's
They did?
Oh, yes, they show him at the final staircase, and it's like, oh, I wonder if he's gonna win.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then they just don't show Will and Fiore in the logs. I'm like, oh, I wonder why they're not in the logs in the trailer. I wonder.
But yeah,
So funny.
and then Evil Gabby, who was teased last episode, shows up, and they have their talk again. They call back to we're not friends and never will be.
They don't like Evil Gabby here. She's mean.
Yeah, she's mean.
Mm-hmm.
More cancelable than you, I feel like.
Yeah. there's an evil Gabby line that got cut. I talked about this with Imer. There's an evil Gabby line that got cut. I'm like, no, why? That's such a good line. Oh my god. It perfectly describes
No!
the whole season, but I can't
What
even
was
say
it?
what it is. Tim, go on the screen. I'll just message you, Tim.
Oh. Okay.
The Jpeg's like, this is a cool line, but I can't tell you.
Yeah, no,
Why are you just shaking the
tell
food
you.
in front of my face?
I'll tell you what it is after the season.
I'm gonna have to wait.
Yeah, that's like the perfect line, right? It's
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
That means it was a spoiler line. Was it in this episode?
Yeah, it was this episode. It's a bit of a spoiler line. That's why we can't share it.
This is like episode
Oh.
It's spicy. It's spicy.
I feel like it describes like a
Is
lot
that
of
why it got
themes of
cut?
the season, but yeah, it got. I was like, dang it, that's such a banger line. Why did they get cut?
I know.
I wonder why it got cut. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not building the fort.
Anyway, we're just gonna move on. Rhea and Alec
let's move
talk about Connor, which is funny because he also did that last episode, I think. He's like, who could have seen that coming? Maybe he's smarter than I think. And he's like, nah, he's an idiot. It's fine.
Funny though. I think it's a really big scene for me, even though it's small.
Fair enough. I mean, like, I don't personally have an opinion on it. I think it's fine. I think it's sort of like, because we have Connor sort of like coming back into the game, so everyone's sort of like being alerted. I don't want to say alerted to his presence, but like they're becoming like, it's sort of more like an oh shit, like I need to actually pay attention to this guy sort of like situation.
Yeah.
So it's nice just seeing sort of like the maybe, I don't know if antagonistic force, opposing force is the right word. I think it's interesting sort of seeing that build. But yeah.
Yeah, I really like, I think it's a nice scene that builds up, I think, kind of the main vote of the episode in a sense. It's Alec and Rhea's mindset here. But what I really like about this scene is how Alec is kind of like taking it less seriously than Rhea, and he sort of makes fun of her or pokes fun of her with the line where he talks about Rhea's like, oh, I think I really pushed Connor over the edge this time, and he's like, oh, like how he did with you in the hang glider. I just think it's really funny, and I think it says a lot about Alec and Rhea's dynamic.
Oh yeah, they're cute. They're quite cute. And now they're gonna have what was it? Spaghetti together. It's cute. They're gonna have some spaghetti.
Yeah.
It's also really interesting with this scene. It's one of the few scenes Rhea isn't confident, because this whole like episode Rhea's like super confident. She's like, I'm amazed and I got this. This is like the first time we get to see more vulnerable Rhea. And I think it's really well expressed by Nympha. I have to give credits to, like, for really doing a good job.
I hope Connor, it becomes Rhea's downfall. I really hope, because I don't know, it'd be very poetic, just because like, sorry,
I'm very devil's advocate. I kind of want the opposite.
Why? We had that already in episode 6.
But like, if it's not broke, don't fix it, Genesis. So
Girl boss going.
By doing that, you cracked the mirror. Like, you know what I mean?
No, but like, think about it. It's like the last season.
Too much.
The reason they're here is not for Connor. It was always expressed that they're here for Rhea to show her new self. If they fix them, why would you have Connor continue when the whole story is Connor wants to see Rhea prove herself?
But at the same time, it would be like, it'd be like.
Yeah. Also, they could go the other route. I do agree, where they can just say, like, Rhea's like, you've done so much for me, now it's your turn. But at the same time,
it's like, like Rhea's been casting Connor aside this whole time, like just trying to push him away, treat him as useless. You know what I mean? Like, why not have Connor be like, hey, you treated me useless? Fuck you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, yeah. I get that. No, I would not mind that either as an option.
Yeah, no, but like I guess to an extent, yeah, I can see it going either way. But I want Connor.
I just think the writing is very cheeky, and when they mention a big motivation in episode 1 and don't bring it back, it's not that because it's forgotten. It's because they're banking it for later, and that's why it's either used as the obvious route or is used as a double edge route, which is why I get your argument. So I do see literally there. It's just like at the same time, it's a fun. I love Connor, but would they give him any farther in the endgame phase? I don't know. I think they will try to bait us out at Rhea because more people could believe a Rhea run. win than Connor. That's why I'm thinking
I
meta
mean,
there.
yeah.
It's a rough situation either way, though. I get it.
Yeah.
It's like a really like. Oh,
I guess if they really want to go unexpected, it could be like they have a third party get him out, which would be, it'd be interesting. But
they'll just like mops him out. He's like, goodbye, lovebirds.
exactly. Sort of wipe him out that way. That would be an interesting way to sort of subvert people's expectations. But if we're not going the subvert expectations route, I don't want.
Yeah, definitely. Rhea's been acting really bad. She doesn't deserve it.
Oh yeah.
That's also like a thing. Like
she doesn't deserve it.
I'm really.
You don't deserve it.
I gotta. It's fine. I'll my notes better for next podcast.
Anyway, so we move on to the next scene. It's Connor and Jake talking, and Connor's like, "Oh, this is just like high school." So funny.
Oh my god.
I love Connor's dad jokes here with Jake. I think it's just really funny. It's cool to see him embrace his older side.
Most people can't stand me, so it's a good thing we're sitting down. Oh, he's funny. He's really funny.
Now I realize why I like Connor so much now. It's because he made a
bunch
bunch of puns.
Then Connor's like,
also,
oh yeah?
One thing I just need to point out. Connor's a union buster. Put him on the villain side.
Yeah, wait, that's my argument for why we should lost Connor now.
Wait, okay, now you kind of have a point. Wait, now you kind of have a point. Wait, my bad. Like
every argument I win. I'm joking.
Oh my god. But no, I mean, I prefer unions. I mean, I think we all do. But
PR for the dispatch.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What the heck?
Anyways, it's okay. Jake is just somebody who needs somebody to listen to his ailments, as Connor says, and Connor's really good at doing that.
Yeah.
And so this is great to build trust that makes the pep talk later in the episode make sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And real talk, before we continue, I've seen a lot of people say that Connor is being Ashley 2.0, and I just think that's super reductive. I think that's like, what? No. Yeah. Like, you can see the difference in, like, leadership styles. Connor actually succeeded, even though it failed. He still succeeded. He made it 5-5.
Yeah.
He actually could.
Yeah, he actually got a tiebreaker, which is a world record. Only Yule and James have ever done that. So Connor is on the same level as Jewel. I'm changing the narrative. This is not gonna tell my side for anything. I just mentioned Jewel.
Yeah, I think the difference is Ashley is a good friend and Connor's a good leader.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's bringing them all together.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't need a sister to run the family. You need a father, and that is why Connor's so good.
Mm-hmm. Connor can adopt me.
Oh.
Okay.
And then after that, we move into the immunity challenge.
Yep.
Yeah. So
we can skip this one. It's just Crystal introducing the challenge. But Aiden says a really funny line. He says, "Couldn't that get kind of aggressive?" This is so nerdy. What? Couldn't that get kind of
my
aggressive?
God.
So Tom runs into a bush, and then Yule and Gret, despite looking forwards, they can't see him jump into a bush. So,
there's some good stuff in this. Oh my God.
So Alec kicks Tom in the nuts.
No, Alec has proven that he wants it. I think I said Rhea wants it the most earlier. Alec wants it the most. Like, Alec is fighting this immunity challenge. Anyone who gets in his way.
he's feral, ravenous.
Alec in his episode just beats up Tom so much. It's so funny.
I know. It's like, you're going down with me.
He gets Connor the hands later.
The noise Tom makes when he gets kicked in the nuts is so funny. Oh my god.
Reminds me of like the Scott Pilgrim kick him in the balls. Sorry. That's random, but
so yeah.
That was-
Anyone else? Else?
Yeah, I like.
Oh my
They just
god.
fight. This is just a big action scene. That was pretty funny.
It was fun. I loved the animation. I was happy to
This
watch
reminded
it.
me of the
What?
scene.
What?
Reminded me of this cool game called Immortal Kombat.
No, no,
When
no,
these
no, no.
NPCs go up on
No.
No,
See, now we move
no,
on to Jake and
not.
Aiden.
No, none of
No,
that.
Mortal
Gang,
Kombat.
gang.
None of that, gang.
Rich girl, no.
Also, the episode 10 challenge and episode 12 challenge is just DC1, episode 1, just split into two
Yeah, I told this
challenges.
to Jpeg. I was like, I did not realize this yet. It's obvious they did this.
And the paintball stuff
It's
and the
also
flag
funny,
stuff.
I'll talk about more like post 5 though. It's been funny.
Yeah, so, next up, Jake and Aiden, they have a flag. Or no, they don't have a flag, rather.
Flag. It's episode 10.
And, again, a lot of people didn't like the scene because they were like, Lake's conversation meant nothing. And it's like, well, yeah, because if Aiden was like, okay, so Lake told me to forgive you, and yeah, now I forgive you, now I think you're cool, but, like, that'd be so boring if you just, like, tell everything, right?
yeah.
It's like completely telegraphed. So it's like, Aiden, like, you can tell that Lake's words are, like, didn't fully get to him, but slowly it's like, well, maybe she has a point, Maybe it's not all bad.
Yeah, I mean, this is the most open Aiden has been to Jake the entire season, and it is after the conversation. So I think you could say, it had at least some impact.
Yeah. It's I don't know. The vibe I get is that people want Aiden to be like, Lake told me this, and it's like we don't need to name drop Lake here.
Yeah, they just want the characters to full 180 immediately and say it's because of oomph every time.
It kind of gives me the vibe of like, how do I explain this? A common criticism of like a lot of shows in general, I find, is that like, when certain things don't connect, when certain things don't feel like they're progressing forward, or when certain things like feel like there are too many loose ends, it's like there's the assumption that like the show is worse because of it,
Yeah.
But the counter argument, that's kind of life, like
Yeah, you don't know where it's going.
Life isn't. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm thinking, like, just because Lake said something doesn't mean Aiden will go toward it. Like maybe there might be some hint, but like life is just not, just because someone tells you to do it doesn't mean like you'll automatically do it, even if it is the right thing.
Yeah, it ain't over till the rooster crows. Because I mean, if people listen to other people right away, then Jake would be better by now. Jake would have learned a lot.
That's true. That's also true. No?
We're in 12 episode season because Jake would have no character arc. He's like, oh, what you say is right. I will follow you. Yeah, and like, no, we're complicated. That's how it should be in a story. You shouldn't just give your character the resolution right away. You got to make them earn it. You can't just say, I love them. Let me get a good end. No, you got to get to the end.
Let me add to it and say,
we just had tests. We just had tests. Try to console Gabby. But Gabby's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? It's my girlfriend. You dick.
It's like you're a shitty therapist, and because it's like I don't even get paid.
You
get what you paid for, smiley face.
You were saying, Genesis?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I was just gonna say, let me add to it and say if people did what was told, and or if people did what they were told to do, even if it was oh my god, words. If people did what they were told to, regardless of whether it was the right thing or not, BoJack would be very different. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Remind me to talk about that when the season ends. Right, Tam?
Oh. Wait, what? Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
I'm excited for the post-season talk. It's me so interesting.
Yeah. BoJack Horseman. Put a pin in that. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, Aiden and Jake wants to talk about the two in Fury's words, Twinkie boys. Talking. Just don't expect me to ride the sympathy train like everyone else. And then a wolf shows up.
Okay, you know what? I guess I can go. Just because I did mention how I did kind of like the Jake and Aiden stuff, and Tom stuff as well in this episode. And part of it is because like there is some progress for the better, if that makes sense. There's sort of how do I explain this? Well, okay, I guess to start, Jake and Aiden meet up. And there's a little bit of tension at first because like Jake and Aiden, they're unsure of who has the flag right now. Jake tries to say that he's sorry, but Aiden gives it to him straight and it's like, hey, like, brother, you keep making the same mistakes over and over. Like, you can't just keep doing like bad things and then feeling bad about yourself. Like, feeling bad about it makes it okay, like you need to be better. And that's my second BoJack reference of today. But Jake said like, I don't know how to be better, and Aiden says you'll figure it out with time, but just don't expect like for me to give you any sympathy for it, which is fair. And then Jake immediately follows it up with, all right, screw you then, bitch. Well, he doesn't say bitch, but he says screw you. And he immediately realizes it. That's part of the funny part to me. He immediately realizes it. And he's like, oh, that's what Ashley was talking about. Which is fun because now he doesn't need Ashley to point it out anymore, which is great. And
you can see clearly now.
He's just such a hothead.
He can see clearly now. The rain is gone. And there's a wolf in the background of which Jpeg mentioned earlier, and like the wolf is generally like, like he's more so there for people to run, like for them to run from the wolf. But I like to think the wolf heard Jake talking and was like, "Nuh-uh, bro. Like that's not the way to do it. Like, come on." Like the wolf's in on the human gossip. He's like, bro. Like now I have to chase you. Now I have to kill you for that.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of funny. I don't know if anyone agrees with this or not. If you don't know in the Patreon chat, Robert admits that the two least perfect things he had to rig was the wolf and Aiden's hair. So when I saw like the scene, I was like, "Oh my god, Robert's nightmare is coming."
Two of his scene is his worst nightmare.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Next up,
Oh my god.
we have Rhea talking to Allie. Who wants to talk about this one?
I would love to talk about this one. So this scene, my favorite scene of the episode, it's just all about Rhea's strategy moving forward, thinking big picture rather than just two-side game. Rhea's thinking interpersonal relationships. And she is saying, Allie, I'll help you now, you help me later. And Allie, who really does not got a lot going on, she doesn't have allies, she doesn't really have friends, and she has a nemesis in Jake. She's just like, you know what? I'll take what I can get, sure. And she doesn't technically agree to anything, but like, she says, I guess. So I guess we'll see if she works with Rhea in the future. But it just is nice to see Allie getting screen time that's strategic to the game and Rhea driving it.
Yeah, good point. Also really funny because like a whole callback to where like Allie and Rhea would always like they have like the confessionals before every vote, and Allie would every time she told something to Rhea would never do the opposite of what Allie told her to. So this is so funny. It came back now.
Yeah.
And now it's Rhea pitching the thing.
Like if you
It's
told
always
me
in Rhea's terms that they talk.
this was the third scene where Rhea and Allie talk, I'd be like, what third? What were the first two?
I'm shocked. I really forgot about the first two too.
Yeah.
In DC2, they talk twice. It's like, what the frick? I don't even remember that.
That was a deal breaker back then. Was those talks? It's like, whoa, this is such a good concept.
Yeah. Yeah,
Aaron knows because when those episodes were airing, I was like, "This is food. This is a full course meal." Now it's like the bare minimum. It's like, what is this? It's disgusting. Get rid of it.
You're like, come on, waiter.
We need more.
Yeah, put that meal.
I
don't want this meal.
I like the Rhea and Allie
so
parallel. I like to think that Allie is in the same spot Rhea was at the beginning of DC2.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So good.
Hey.
Do you need parallel? Anyway, next up, Aiden and Jake eat apples at a wolf.
Okay, we already.
I mean, it works.
Talked about this, so we can go over it.
I just want to highlight real quick the voice acting in this scene. Aiden has a moment where he's about to jump off the tree. The voice acting, the way there he does the line, it's so funny. And then Jake, when he's voice acting, eating the apple, like just talking through the chews. Both those lines really stood out to me as two of my favorites in the episode.
Yeah. It was like,
Agreed.
That's so funny.
Apple of the day keeps the wolf away.
Oh yeah. And I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean they're cordial to each other. A little awkward, it's a little
Kinda
awkward,
reminds-
but it's not toxic anymore. So
I like this little scene. It's kind of like
Yeah.
funny with the wolf animation because it reminds me of like episode 5 when Dan just climbs up a tree and gets hit by birds. I just love little animations like that. They're just like very extra.
oh yeah,
I like it. It's cordial.
it's quite nice.
Yeah.
It's a little trust. It's a little trust. Baby trust.
Just a little.
I have a
Yeah.
bit of
Trust.
beef.
It's diet trust.
Diet
Hey,
trust.
don't do this. I'm going to die.
Oh my god. Now I have some beef for the next scene. It's a montage of like Gabby stealing Allie's flag, and then Tom takes the flag, and then Yul and Gabby fight Jake, and all that stuff. And I'm like, it's good, but why is it in the trailer? You're like, because like people are making theories like, oh my god, like Yul said something really bad, and then Jake is protecting Gret, and it's like, no, it's the 1 second montage scene. I was like, ugh,
Yeah.
I didn't like
I
that.
never believed that. I was like,
Oh.
Jake defending Gret? No. I like Jake, but I don't think he was going to get this episode anyways. It didn't fit the narrative. It would very, very much obtuse. The point is it's highlighting Gabby's doing it. Why would they add in like another factor when we already have Gabby, Yul, and Rhea?
Yeah, I do.
I kind of love that they trolled the viewers, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. I do love the trolls.
yeah.
I love how the new eyes just have fallen for it. It's so cute.
When I saw the montage, I just felt so bad because I was like, so many people had such fun theories, and it's just like 1 second. It's like,
I know. That's why you gotta be very like. I always say this, and it's not in a rude way, but sometimes with Disventure Camp theories, you gotta like reduce your expectations a bit, and that's what I do a lot of times.
Yeah.
It's like this could be something so cool, but I'm like, no, it's gonna be like this.
I did like.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah.
Like I don't even think this was
That's
intentional, but I
perfect.
did like the shot of Allie in the cave because it takes you back to Emer's favorite episode, DC2 episode
Yeah.
6.
Oh god, that was such
Oh.
a boring episode. I waited a month for that episode, and it was so boring.
I
You know, I like to
didn't
wait
imagine
about
she's
it.
like
It's on
thinking of Tess.
TikTok.
She's like, oh man, this is where Tess and I hang out. I missed.
oh
Oh my god, it was so funny back then because when episode 6 came out,
Oh.
Jan was a Yul hater. She's like, Yul's kind of mean for her attacking James.
Yeah.
I know. Oh my god. Ugh, what an
I
era.
was like, I know.
Yeah.
what an era.
Next up, we have a very short scene with Gabby and Rhea talking, which is a very nice thumbnail, by the way. It's the thumbnail that Imer
So that's what I saw, and I clicked the link.
Oh.
It's a very good thumbnail. I like it, even though it's a short scene. Gabby wants to get rid of Yul, but Rhea is strategic. She's like, nope, not tonight. Rhea's like, we have to go for Tom. And Gabby, she's no longer mad. She no longer wants this revenge arc against Ellie. She got over it, I guess. She's like, I don't want to do that anymore. What do y'all make of that?
You know, she spoke with Ellie last episode, and I think that provided a lot of catharsis for her.
I agree. I think a lot of people undermine the Ellie and Gabby thing because, like, it's so short. Ellie is the least amount of scene. I hate her. I'm like, wait, what? This is such a good scene for Ellie. It made me love her so much. Back then, so I'm glad that, like I said, any scene, how short or long it is, it can have various levels of impact. I think people tend to forget that. So I'm glad that we see that if you rewatch the episodes 11, 10, and 12 back to back, then you can see the development in full force. So I think this is really good, though.
Yeah, Jenny Benny, what do you think of that? What do you think of Ellie? So, Ellie.
Yeah, I'm not beating that dead horse anymore. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and say Ellie and Gabby are cute. If Ellie did provide some catharsis for sort of like bridging the feelings between Gabby and Tom, I'm overall pretty happy about that. Here's the thing, though. Gabby and Tom's friendship wasn't exactly one of the most interesting ones to me, in my opinion. Because
a hater.
Maybe that's a bit of a hot take, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I liked it in the car chase. Like, I liked like the whole and I liked the car chase in season 1, but other than that, I didn't find them to have a very interesting dynamic, if that makes sense. Yeah.
It's more wholesome. It's like a simple dynamic. It's not meant to be complex.
Yeah.
For you, I really like more rich plots.
Yeah.
So I understand that entirely.
Exactly.
I just like
like
more interesting character dynamics, and I don't know, like Gabby and Tom didn't really hit the spot for me.
That's fair
They were
for
just
you. Because they're not meant to be interesting. You're supposed to be like this good, like like the comfort dynamic, but for you, you like these more complex, well-written ones.
Right, yeah.
I say good. James supposed to be up with many different types of people. I'm glad you found your appeal, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why, like,
I like,
you know.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Wait, did you want to?
Real quick, yeah, I just want to say I like Gabby and Tom's friendship, even though it is quite simple, just as a foil to Ellie and Jake's absolute hatred of each other. I think it's really funny that both of their respective love interests just get along really well.
Wait.
I like that. Yeah, that just blew my mind.
That's a fair point. Wait, that's actually really funny.
That's cute.
Gabby and Tom, like, I appreciate it for being as like simple, but like, you know what it is, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate it for its simplicity, but at the same time, like, it makes me sort of not really care for, you know, when they have like a falling out, and then now, like, you know, it's all of a sudden like, oh, I don't hate him as much anymore. It's like, cool, great, I guess, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why this scene was like, it was fine, you know. I'm glad Gabby and Tom are friends again, but like, they weren't the most interesting dynamic. I actually like Gabby and Gret's dynamic more. So there you go.
Never change.
Period.
Never change.
I love Grabby.
Grabby. Wait, that's good.
So the next scene, we're almost done actually. But the next scene, Alec can't see a flag right in front of him in Connor's back pocket.
Until he does.
Yeah, that's true. So they have another talk. I thought I won't forget you voting for me. I thought we were friends.
I did it to help you.
Oh man.
That was so unbelievable. Even Connor could see through it.
Yeah. The old man. I keep on forgetting. Is it Yuri or Yowie? Which one is it?
Yowie.
Old man Yowie is going on.
I mean, I'll say it. I really do think, like, there's so many love triangles all across this season. I think we could have taken one of those away and put in more Alec, Connor, and Rhea.
You said it.
Oh man, Imer would love that.
My favorite polished ship, though.
I get it. We need like 3 straight guys in the show. They can't all be gay, but maybe they could. Maybe you only be the only straight one.
Oliver's straight.
Oh.
That would piss so many people.
Yeah.
What about this doesn't scream woman lover?
What about this doesn't scream woman
That was so
lover?
freaking funny.
It was so funny though when he went to Alec, he's like, "Girls, right?" And like, I'm like,
exactly.
Like, he's just so comical.
So yeah, Alec sees the flag, tackles him, and wins immunity again. Second immunity in a row. Good job, Alec.
I really feel like they're gonna make the thumbnail Alec and Connor tackling each other. There's no way they don't.
Yeah.
Right?
It's too much of a spoiler though. But then again, I don't know. It's too much of a spoiler. I feel.
Well, that's fair, yeah. But like at the same time, is this challenge really a spoiler? We all knew who was gonna win immunity. That's fair.
Did we, Emer? I don't think we did.
If people would listen to Imer more,
Oh my god.
then yeah.
That's true. Oh wait, no. Why did I say spaghetti? It wasn't revealed what they. In the original script, it
I
said.
will say canoes.
This is just a funny tidbit. But in the original script, it was you'll have steak, baked potato, wine, and chocolate brownie. And then Gabby was like, "No, chocolate brownie!"
Wait, did that not make it in?
No, that didn't make it.
Oh. Yeah, did you not watch the episode?
I hate that. Oh my god.
And then Allie would go womp
Why?
womp womp. That got cut.
Oh my god.
Also, I want to add this one point.
Why did I say spaghetti? There's no
Tam,
spaghetti.
There's no spaghetti. Yeah, actually,
There's
fun
no
fact.
spaghetti? Like what?
One
Yeah.
person did listen to me. One person did. Genesis did, and that's why he put his bet as Tom for the boot instead of Yule. I'm like so glad
Oh
he
my
did.
God. What?
I got it right for once. I cannot believe it.
Oh my god,
And Emer's been wrong.
That might
3 times in a
legitimately
row.
be.
good job.
Emer's been wrong 3 times in a row.
I changed it up the next night though. Remember when I bet on Adam and like next day I was like, oh wait, it's Tom.
No,
Like,
Genesis
I
bet
literally
on
woke
Tom.
up.
You bet on it. Genesis bet on Tom.
Not the bet, but like afterwards, like I was like, I woke up and I was like, wait, it's Tom, isn't it? I went to Jared. It was like, what's the period? I'm like, oh,
Okay, that's true. That's true. You did tell Jared that. That's true.
The thing with me is my brain changes like 80 times, so you gotta like ask me on the right day.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna.
Abby, I got one. I'll take my crumb.
Genesis, get your crumb. You deserved it.
Thank you.
Yes, you eat that
You
crumb.
earned it. Yeah, you earned it.
I'm
You're getting
gonna.
closer
Bro.
to getting. I'm saying Genesis climbing the ranks up of fan. He's
Yay! I'm
he's
getting
like
to be a better theorizer.
Here. Read
I
this.
know. I'm so proud. Like Genesis had
I
some
knew
great
it.
takes this episode. I'd say.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Womp womp womp.
Womp womp. Oh my god.
I need a brownie.
Womp, womp.
Man, why
Oh,
didn't they?
No, yeah.
Oh, I mean, there's an opportunity for the next episode for Gabby's like, do you guys bring any doggy bags for me? I humbly take food. Who knows though?
So yeah, Connor has a confessional. He's like,
Oh
if
my
I want any chance of winning, I have to wipe that smug grin off Maria's face. And I really like the framing of the scene. I really love how it's a bit later in the scene, but like you see the foreheads, and then Connor's talking to like their foreheads, and I thought that was so fun. It's a fun shot.
I love how this episode is like giving like Connor and Rhea the best confessionals. Like they kind of been like holding it down right now. The fort. Oh, too.
All right, who wants to talk about Connor's like I don't even know what to call this, like his soapbox?
His little pep talk.
Yeah, who wants to talk about this?
It was just nice. It was lore. It was just lore. I feel like it was just Connor dropping his backstory and also trying to say, "Hey guys, let's work together."
Yeah.
It's nice to see the heroes finally officially get together. I know. I mean, like, you know, major kudos to Connor for that, of course. But it is, even though like this was still a win for the villains this episode, it's nice that it doesn't feel like the villains are just steamrolling with ease.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to see the heroes like finally
Exactly.
coming together and rubbing their their two brain cells around them together, being like, wait, maybe we should vote together.
Right.
Maybe we
Yeah.
should vote impulsively for once. Maybe we can change. Maybe that's how Allie will get less haters
And it's like
by playing.
a lot of people I've noticed are like, it's so stupid. Why not just fucking vote together? Well, one, they're starving. Two, they don't have the context we know, right? They don't have the information that
That's
we know.
true. Yeah, like this episode, we see Gabby. Gabby considers this episode. She's like, "Hey, I kind of want to vote out Yule. Like, I hate Yule." If the heroes knew that, they could potentially flip her, but they don't. No one ever had a conversation with her about that. In their minds, they're still thinking Gabby wants revenge against us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we know
I
that
think
she
the
doesn't want
problem-
revenge on Tom anymore, but they don't. Right?
And I think this is the thing
Ah.
for this because people said, why didn't they put Yule in the tiebreaker? Well, A, because remember, Aiden's an emotional player. B, Jake didn't like Gabby anyways. And then all Allie had to hear was like Aiden's pitch. It's like, I want to vote out Gabby because I don't trust for the test vote. And Allie's like, she voted Tess? Okay, I'll vote for her too.
Yeah.
That's like a very like agreed upon vote.
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
think Allie would give up
Mhm.
Yule. Because even though she was like, he was technically part of her old alliance. Like, that is a connection, even though she hates them.
I also
I think-
feel
Mm.
that, like, if you get rid of Yule, then it's like 5, like, and you succeed. Then it's 5-4, but they're like, closer now. You've like made them close. But if you get rid of
Also,
someone,
one
a
big
wild card
problem-
like Gabby, then at least like Gret and Yule are still together. So like maybe you could give another chance if things go wrong.
And another thing is, though, Yule is the person you gotta take to the end to win the final challenge. Because if Yule will never win no matter what, he's not that good at comps. So he's like the person
Yeah.
you want to sit with in the
I
end.
mean-
Like, if I had to pick someone,
Who won the
Who knows, though?
tiebreaker?
Anyone
Who won
could
the first tiebreaker? Emer?
Rock,
Oh,
paper,
Rock,
scissors.
you know what,
he
though?
took out
Oh my
physical
God.
player of all time, Maggie.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what, though? I will say this.
What if Chris is like, okay,
Oh,
the
Rock,
final
paper,
challenge, rock, paper,
scissors.
scissors, everyone. Yule's like, yes!
You know what, though? The only
Yes,
thing is,
finally.
someone did win $4.56 million by winning rock, paper, scissors, so this is not out of the ballpark.
Yeah.
It's not.
DC2 was wild. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
It was a while, aka 2 years.
But you mentioned this, Emer, that like Connor's speech, it's like, the wealth doesn't matter. Like it's not about the money is like it matters so little.
very
The win,
meta.
it's the win that matters.
Mm-hmm.
It's not who deserves it,
Very-
it's
Yeah.
who wants it
It's
most.
basically, it's a very big like
Right.
mindset that DC fans have as a hive. It's like you can't win if you have money. If you have a good life, you should not win. That's not the whole point. Disventure Camp is about who worked hardest, who did the most work that makes sure they can consistently stay on top and win the final comp. It's not like my story is so sad. That's American Idol, like I said before. go give you a test turn and make it the final 5. For this venture camp, it's about who has the guts to stay on here for 8 weeks, structured camp, with all these people, and give it away to the end. That's why Miriam won. That's why James won, and that's why someone else will win soon.
Oh,
I totally agree. I know James didn't need that money.
Didn't really. It was so funny. James was like, "Oh yeah, the money's okay, but I really just want the fame that we're gonna get from our TikTok videos we're doing." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, James, it's not good for a win at it. Like, I love the idea of a James finalist and maybe winner. Like, they need to just do that edit. It's like, what the fuck? I love James. And,
Oh my god.
Now, I will say,
real bad.
this speech is a little corny, but then again, it's a corny old man, so it's like,
It
it's fine. It's a corny old man.
Exactly. It's
Right.
for being corny.
Also, though, one of the Alliance members is a girl who quotes video games every confessional, so, like, what is the limit, really?
It's the same guy that says, well, good thing I'm sitting earlier in the episode, so it's like, fine, I can buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
it's perfect.
And, like, honestly, she's like, no, Jake, we're voting this way. Connor's like, oh, hello, kids. Today I have a story for you, and it's how to beat the villain alliance. Like, that's his character.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna save the host plot for the last thing we do. We'll skip that for now. So Trevor's hosting the ceremony, and oh my god, so he has a bit of a meltdown. I thought that was pretty funny.
It was so jarring watching the episode. It's like he has this meltdown, and it really like it shocks me, and it's like, oh my god. But I think it's so funny with how Yule immediately like it cuts to everyone sitting there and like no one give a fuck that he's having a meltdown. Like nobody cares.
Like,
Yule's just like, so can we vote or what?
Yule's like, who's this? Because Yule didn't watch season 1.
What is going on? What is this thing? Why is he freaking out?
OJ, first of all, everyone.
Oh my god. I did think it was a nice throwback to get the host from season 1 to do it again. I thought that was a nice throwback.
It's solid.
It was cute.
Time to go back to where do ninjas come from? Cambodia!
That's my favorite line of the episode.
Cambodia.
Yeah. I really laughed out loud.
It's my favorite line, but it's not my favorite sound effect. My favorite sound effect is Okay, so this is kind of awkward because this is not the end of the thing, but we're gonna read the thing. I guess it's a little awkward.
Who wants to be who?
Okay, we're not gonna read the tiebreaker. We're gonna cut off just before the tiebreaker. But here we go.
Start.
Well, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out must leave the ceremony immediately. First vote, Gabby. Tom. Gabby. Tom. That's 2 votes Tom, 2 votes Gabby. Next vote, Tom. Tom.
Oh no, I'm going home.
Gabby.
Oh, I'm going home.
Gabby. That's 4 votes Gabby, 4 votes Tom, 2 votes left. Tom. Last vote.
Fuck you, Jake. You fucked on me.
Next person voted out of Disventure Camp. Nobody. It's for Gabby. It's a tie.
Oh wait, you didn't vote for me. I'm sorry, Jake. I didn't mean to insult you.
What now?
I guess we'll have a tiebreaker. I had this prepared since season 1, but we never had to use it. Follow me.
So that other alliance actually managed to band together. I'm impressed. Sorry.
That was good.
So good.
That was really good.
Thank you.
I'm
recovering. Oh my god.
It sounded like a Disney villain. I was like, what the heck? It's like Ursula from the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
I know, but...
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh god. Okay.
I didn't even read it.
I'm so sorry.
I'm that Disney performance.
Tam was ready for her line. And
I'm like thinking of like Unfortunate Souls right now, the song with Genesis' voice.
I know, right? Oh my god, please.
Oh my god, I've never seen
I'm so sorry.
101 Dalmatians. That's where Ursula comes in.
No,
right?
what?
No, wait, that's Cruella.
What?
Wait.
What?
Ursula's Little Mermaid.
Oh, I'm bald.
Cruella de Vil
You're
is
thinking of
101
Cruella, you
Dalmatians.
goober.
It takes.
Wait, which
No
one's
way.
Ursula?
Ursula's-
Wait,
Ursula's
wait,
the
it's
Oh
whole
my
way.
god.
Oh, it's Snow White.
Octopus
It's Snow White.
No!
It's Snow White.
Ah!
Very good.
Little Mermaid?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's trolling. He's
He's trolling.
trolling.
Oh, okay.
Genesis trolling. There's no way
Oh.
it's real.
Yeah.
I swear
Wait
I've
a
never seen.
second.
I don't remember the villain names.
This is real. This is
This is real.
Viewers,
Oh my
this is
God.
what we have to deal with all the time. God damn it.
yeah. Please.
You know why we bully Joseph? This.
I haven't seen many Disney movies. I apologize, viewing on.
Oh my
Temp,
God.
temp,
Oh,
we gotta finish this
so
podcast.
sorry.
Yeah, finish the. Finish
Okay.
my-
Okay.
Sorry, we gotta finish the middle. Sorry, we gotta finish the middle of the podcast. Let me rephrase
Yeah.
it.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
The middle.
The middle of first. Where was I? Oh, Jake kept his word. Huh. Didn't expect that, to be honest. Wait, that
Yeah.
is this the right word? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh my god, did I take this from the original draft and not the actual draft?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Was that correct?
No, that was correct. That was correct.
The other scripts too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a tiebreaker. Who wants to talk about this? This is the last scene of the episode. Well, for the contestants.
Oh.
Who wants to talk about this?
Welcome, Genesis, because you're going to redeem yourself after your horrible Disney take. So this is like how people remember you for. This is maybe redemption.
Fair enough. You know what? I hope I do you proud, viewing audience. So basically, the whole idea is the challenge is. Oh, by the way, there's a skull on the. the key rack has a skull on it. I thought that was interesting. Sorry, I don't know how that's to do with anything. But basically, they're locked inside cages, and they have they're supposed to make a stick so that it can reach that skull rack, and then sort of take the keys and then use it to unlock the cage, right? Which honestly, I'd say is a pretty fun challenge, all things considered, and definitely something that if Survivor hasn't done, I hope they do.
They have done this so many times already, Genesis. This is a Survivor challenge.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
It's okay. I'm joking.
But yeah,
Yeah,
basically, basically each team is each person that's sort of like allying is sort of like cheering for the other. But eventually, Gabby wins.
Woo!
Yeah, and Tom is the next person voted out of Disventure Camp, or not voted out, but next person out of Disventure Camp.
Yeah. 10th place for Tom.
And yeah. And it's also I said I would make this quick, but I appreciate how like Connor actually like sort of cheers him on by going up to the cage as well. I think that's very very sweet.
Yeah. I will admit, what took me out of the scene was when Alex said "totally." I was like, "That's not something Alex would say." He would say "totally."
Totally.
Wow.
Took me
No.
out.
That's kind of true.
I was like,
Yeah.
"That's not what he would say."
That.
Definitely
not
would say.
Alex.
Instead of like indubitably.
Alex.
I'm briefly
Yeah.
going to talk about this because I'm sure Jace wants to talk about this. But this scene was originally, or not originally, but Jace had a really good pitch for this this scene, where it would be like, you know, Tom has PTSD over being tortured during his spy stuff, and then Gabby doesn't want to be in a cage because of her.
Oh right.
So it'd be like the scene where
Mhm.
it's like both of them are kind of like freaking out, and it's like everyone's really concerned, like what's going on. And then Jake would swoop. in
Yes.
and
That
comfort
would
her.
have been really good though.
Oh, that
I know. I know. I know.
Yeah, so.
Release
I know.
the Jake.
Release the Jace cut. And
Jace.
I think the sad thing is, if Jace was like maybe like a few days earlier, there's a bigger chance it would have made it in. Like if Jace was just a few days earlier.
Mhm.
Like it was
Wait,
like
it actually
Yeah.
would have even worked better
Yeah, it was like-
metaphorically because it wouldn't have just been a. Sorry, go on.
no. I was gonna say it was like
Uh-huh.
right on the cutoff point. I think. Like I think the
Aw,
storyboarders
dang it.
just like started
Right
the
on.
episode, so
Yeah.
it's super close to the cutoff point. But what were you saying, Genesis?
I was gonna say like it works metaphorically as well because it wouldn't even just be a physical prison; it'd be a mental prison.
Oh,
Oh
It
my
works
God.
it works so well.
I'm sorry, Tommy boy.
yeah, but yeah, that would have been really cool if that was there. Sadly, it didn't.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Jace added a lot of scenes in the future, so look forward to that.
Okay, I'll take it.
Out of the Jake,
Yeah.
Tam has rewritten a lot of the Yule and Gret scenes, but Jace added the Hunter and Allie conflict in episode 5. Actually, a lot of episode 5 was Jace.
Ooh.
What else? There's another one. There's another really good one. I forgot. The scar scene. The scar scene in episode 9.
Iconic.
So yeah, he will get his chance to redeem himself later on in the season. He writes some really good scenes.
Period.
But yeah, man, I wish it was there. I'm happy with what we got. It was intense, but I wish it was a bit more.
Yeah,
I know.
I do agree. I think that would have at least pushed it up to an 8 for me. Maybe even like a 9, honestly, just from that alone, because that would have been so interesting. Like genuinely, like me going like jaw dropping.
Yeah, because both Gabby and Jake had like a more prevalent role in that. So
yeah,
it would have been nice to see.
Yeah,
You didn't get too much.
It sounds so cool because then it's like, I get it might be a little longer, but then you can get kind of scene from like another part that wasn't needed.
Yeah,
and it would have been fun too because everyone else, like no one else would know what's going on. It would just some of them have an idea, but not like to a huge extent, right? Like not enough to go like be like, okay, yeah, it's that thing, right? It's only them. Like they are stuck in this prison that not necessarily they created themselves, but they locked themselves in, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool though.
Yeah.
So
it is what it is.
So
this
Tom didn't get a send off last episode, but it's fine. He gets his send off this episode. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because, like in DC1, Gret judged Gabby for being in the solitary, but if she was to be like concerned, I feel like that'd be such a good like full circle moment too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was so cool.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know if that aspect was in Jason's rewrite, but that would have been really good. Like I would have loved that. But yeah, so yeah, Tom gets 2 send-offs, which is very nice because he didn't get one last episode. It's nice he gets 2. Gabby says, "Don't be sad, my friend." That's like Gabby's like go-to therapy line. Don't be sad.
Mom.
Like, okay, Gabby.
Don't be sad, Ellie.
For you, I will.
Because that's like Aiden's like, oh, blank, no, blank.
Don't be sad.
No.
And Gabby's like, I'm sorry I got carried away, Tom. I just wanted to make Ellie proud. And Tom's like, I can't stay mad at you. It's a game. You played it well. So like, out of Gabby's 2 victims so far, or I guess Ashley's also a victim. Like, Tess and Tom, they're both like, it's okay, Gabby. You played well.
But no one can say that. Gabby.
Yeah.
Right.
Gabby's like such a good social person. Like, it's like she is very chaotic and she's very sometimes like contradicting herself, but like in the end of the day, she always has like this little heartwarming feeling with her. With how she's written.
Thanks for being my friend. So yeah, for Gabby, 2 down, 1 to go.
Aiden! Ooh, I know Aiden's shaking.
Aiden's like, oh shit, I'm next.
Like, you voted for me twice.
Did anyone see Gabby and Aiden as the last 2 science team members? Did anyone see that?
I sure didn't.
Well, no.
Yeah.
All right,
Gabby, yes. Aiden, no.
Aiden
and Gabby both no. One or the other, yes.
Fair enough. Who wants to take this last scene for the contestants? Tom and Jake. It's very brief, but again, it's not the ending. It's not the finale.
Yeah. Who wants to go for it? Wait, we should let Tam go for it because it's like the Tom pitch. Like,
yeah, okay.
Oh god.
Yeah. On the scene.
The way Tom said it, it was genuine. It felt genuine to me. Long overdue, very long overdue, 2 years overdue, yes. But yeah, I that the whole build up to this moment, it was good. It was awkward the whole way with Tom and Jake and stuff, but I think this gives us like a needed not closure yet, but like for what's to come. I feel like this is a good scene to leave off on. I think they like learned on their own. They're learning on their own separately, like as individuals. from like Tom, from his like conversations with Aiden, Miriam, and stuff. Yeah, I think we see him finally get to a point where he's like, I don't know, he's ready. But yeah, it's not fulfilling right now, and I know I totally get it. But yeah, that's how I feel.
I love it. I totally agree with what you said, Tam, with Jake and Tom both going their arcs this season, both individually being about bettering themselves so that they can get to a point where they can actually start working on like them together again. Because that's kind of the idea, right? They were like, oh, well, after this, we're going to work on ourselves and then get back together. But neither of them did any working on themselves. So that had to happen in the season.
Perfectly said. Oh my gosh.
That was really great.
Yeah, it's totally good to see them not like totally conflicting for once.
Yeah, like this
Yeah,
is like,
it is. Yeah, like you
like
said,
saying,
even
like,
if it's
stay
not
tuned
fulfilled
for
now, it's satisfying as me as an audience member to at least see them have this, not negative interaction.
Yeah, for sure.
It's better than how they ended off when Tom got voted off last time.
oh yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, that was some high drama. God.
Yeah. It also is like nice because it's like only episode 12, so it's like you would think like it's not gonna be anything big, but still is like such a good like fresh of like air. Like it's like wow, this is like so good to have. I think this is gonna be able to feed people till like then we can see continued more because like there's so much talks about like the finale, then like the Motalks episode talked about by Jared on Twitter. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how those episodes will do with Tom Jake's conclusion, and if they will like help people find it to be satisfying. Because I know this is a very like controversial story arc, but I think I enjoyed it. I think it was like worth it because I don't think it was that bad. I think it was really solid. I think it was just like it's something they needed because like Tom and Jake, you can't do them simple, which would be fine with me. I feel like have so much like material to work with that I'm glad the writing like we're gonna give at least a good amount of episodes, like half the season, just so we can get all this stuff that's like we could do with and use for like one more time. And I think that was really well done.
Yeah.
I will say one thing about the themes of the season. I don't think people are missing it like per se, but I do think a bit of it is lost in translation. I'm sorry that I have to like do the total drama comparison thing again. Just because Total Drama doesn't really do this. It's, obviously Disventure Camp, the whole reality show aspect, framing device, is taken a lot more seriously, where it's like, yeah, they went on a reality show, their lives were put on hold, they're mini celebrities, so, like, obviously when they come back, things have deteriorated, and it's like a commentary on how mental health, or not mental health, but reality TV has hurt a lot of the characters, the Rias, the Allies, the Toms of the world, right, the Gretts, the Yules. Right. These the Jakes of the world. So, like, they're not. A lot of these characters, they don't act like themselves in their original seasons. But yeah, things have changed. It's been a year. It's like a real struggle on Survivor, where it's like when people play for the first time, they see all the hate online, and they see themselves on TV. Like, oh my god, I was so cringe. What the hell? What's wrong with me? I made so many stupid mistakes. Having your mistakes in full blast on TV, it's like, oh my god, you come back, you're not the same person anymore. So it's like, I don't know, it's a very real thing in Survivor, and I feel like that is kind of lost in translation a bit.
Yeah. And yeah, Allie's a bit of a relatable queen, I guess. Because that's how I would feel.
Yes, Tam pretending as usual. Tam pretending she doesn't like Allie. God dang it.
Oh my god.
I know. We can get Tam some slack. She gave you all VP. We gotta give her time to cope. Like all that.
So like I get.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
So like I get a lot of criticisms that like the DC All Stars characters aren't like the same from last time, or there might be a bit worse, but it's like it's kind of the point. I feel.
God.
Anyway, that's all for. Oh wait, no, that's not all for now. There's a host plot who wants to.
Oh.
Very quickly.
Wait.
Let me like look at this.
Crystal and Derek are having a fling.
Yes.
Crystal and Derek are having a fling. Trevor comes in on the tent and goes, "Hey, what are you guys doing? Are you having a fling?" and Crystal and Derek go, yes, we are in fact having the fling. And Trevor goes, oh no, why are y'all having the fling? And then he runs out, and then he starts walking, and then he cries, boo-hoo.
Good job, Genesis.
Womp womp. Yeah.
Hey, can we say womp womp?
Yeah.
Oh no.
And then
They're embracing.
And then-
You were imagining. You were imagining.
she totally said womp womp. Starts crying, and then during the elimination, Trevor goes on a big rant, and to be fair, that was pretty funny. But yeah.
I'm happy. It was funny when he cried. I had to laugh. Not gonna lie.
You
Oh my
laughed
god.
at that?
Yes.
I'm like, he's so pathetic. This is funny.
Fair enough, yeah. No.
Oh my god.
I'm a
Fair.
dark sense of humor. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love it.
We all love gay anguish, you know, especially with like Tom and Jake
We all
going.
love that.
We need to get it through these hosts now.
Yeah, like that's why when I laugh when Jake's like, a boyfriend, like I'm
Oh my
yeah.
god.
A boyfriend.
But yeah, it's just Crystal and Derek just feel so weird to me. Like I'm like,
Yeah, no, they
I
don't
just
even.
see it.
No, you're
So
so right. Even I don't. I'm like, really? Come on.
Yeah.
Everyone just knows it's Jared and Robert. Or I'm gonna cry.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
god,
cry.
I forgot something big I wanted to mention. I think I can talk about this. Right, Jay? So basically with Jared, how he writes like his last thing for All Stars. It's
Yeah.
really interesting because season 1 ends with Gom. Season 3 ends with Gom
Gom.
too. It's honestly really kind of it's really cool. Like how both have like this resolution. So it's like
Gom.
it's like a good homage to the
Gom.
DC1 finale. So
Oh, yeah.
I kind of am happy with that.
Yeah, so
Oh, I love
this
that.
This is Jared's last episode writing. From every episode going forward will be written by
Oh.
Mr. Michael Kim, who voices Connor and Oliver.
Okay.
Who's that again?
Obviously, there's still proofreader edits. Obviously,
Kim,
Jared
bro.
still
I'm joking.
has like control over that. Interesting.
Okay,
trivia
that's
fact.
fair enough. At
But
least
shout out to Michael Kim.
Yeah, shout
Yeah,
out to him.
Michael's carrying.
Yeah.
and at least with sort of like Jared's writing being laid to rest with Gom, we got plenty of Gom to chew on. So you know.
Oh
Oh,
my god. Alright, okay, I got to leave the podcast now.
Oh my god.
Oh my god,
Oh.
I just got it. That was awful. Well, that's it for the Scene by Scene.
Oh my god.
That's it for the Scene by Scene, guys. I think it's time to go to the MVP LVP section of the podcast, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
so good.
I'm so excited.
Right.
MVP
Alright.
LVP time.
I can't wait to figure out what we're gonna say.
Here we go.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
really interesting.
All right,
I
everyone.
think Sam's a
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, I will start because I have to.
Wow, that was
get
some
my-
really good episode of seed by seed
Yeah, that was amazing,
dissection.
Scene by scene. Wow, Genesis.
I love it.
That analysis, Genesis, that was amazing. Holy crap, man.
Listen,
really
that
love
was
what
my
you
most
said there about
insightful,
Rhea. I
insightful
totally
one to
felt
date,
that.
and I
Oh
you
my
can tell
gosh.
because
Yeah.
I slipped on saying insightful.
Yeah, man. Emer, I was impressed with your alley compliments, so thank you, Emer, for that. That was awesome.
Oh,
great.
I was disappointed, but you know,
Oh my god,
we make mistakes.
So,
we're giving ourselves so much to live up to.
So we're gonna go
Yeah,
into the
Tim, what you said about Gabby touched my heart.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was amazing. I'm gonna give it to Derek because like Trevor's like begging. He's like, "Come on, man, let's hang out, let's have a good time." And then Derek's like, "No, go away. Who are you, weirdo?" So it's so rude. There we go. That's my MVP. I'm gonna go get my beer back.
Oh gosh. Ooh, I don't know if I should say more.
Oh, boy.
Oh no.
Rubbing my hands together, kicking my feet back. What you got for us, Tam?
We want to know.
Oh my god. This is so heartbreaking, but I knew this day would come though.
Oh my
Oh.
god! Wait! Hang on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go on.
My LVP is Yule.
Oh
She
my
did
god.
it! She said it, everyone!
Oh,
Spicy
no.
abs or spicy
You did
tits?
it!
You had Tam, you
Sorry,
had
you
the
did-
gall. You had the absolute gall to say that while Jpeg was out getting food. That's
I know!
I'll never know. We won't tell him.
Yeah, don't. Don't. Say it was Ali. Say it was
It's a good thing I actually wasn't getting food. It was a ruse. It wasn't a plot.
Wait, what? God!
I fooled you all.
No, you still go get your McDonald's stuff.
No, it's actually coming. It's actually coming in 1 minute. That's why. I thought it'd be funny to listen. To
Oh, but you were listening the whole time.
Yeah.
God, I should.
God.
God.
This is a historical day,
No!
friends. This is quite the historical day. Mark, so
No!
you will MVP from Tam.
I'm so sorry, Mark. No.
This is amazing. Oh my god.
Oh, I legit like. Okay, he had like a few like okay lines, but like I forgot he existed most of the time. So
Okay,
sad.
when you make the Yule lover forget he existed, you know there's a problem.
I know.
Yeah.
Jobber, you broke me. You broke me. You broke me.
You broke Sam.
I'm so heartbroken. I'm gonna like go away for like.
No. It's okay.
Oh my god, it's gonna feel so bad on the chart. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. But yeah,
I put Gret there. You'll join me in the hurt feeling.
yeah.
Oh wait, you're putting Gret there?
I put
Oh.
Gret in episode 2. Jenna says, "Do you not remember?"
In episode
right.
2. I thought you were doing it for
Okay.
this one. Okay.
No. Why would I put Gret there? She was good.
Oh, if Imer did it, then yeah, I have to do it. I have to do it now too.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I know that most people are just like, they just like go away already at this point. I don't know. He just really didn't do anything this episode, so I'm like, and he's just like being mean to Gret all the time. I was just like, oh my god, I gotta stick with my girl Gret. I gotta take one for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I know.
yeah, I mean, even like I enjoyed like the Trevik stuff and the Crystal stuff even more, and yeah, so.
Oh, okay.
It's so sad.
This is
Yeah, he
so.
doesn't get it.
I don't know what alternate universe I'm in.
It's opposite day.
It's the opposite thing.
God,
It's.
oh my god.
I'd believe it. I would actually believe it.
Oh my god.
For reference,
Yeah.
I was gonna say for reference, Scott. Tam is an absolute Yule lover since day one.
Oh, I
so.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Loves,
Oh, you-
spicy abs.
Oh
Okay.
Oh, he sure does.
oh my god. Thanks for.
Yeah, no, this is the legendary Tam loves Yule and his spicy abs.
Yeah.
Ask
And not used to me.
Very
my
important
word.
question, Marks. Do you actually have spicy abs?
No. I'll get there though. I'm on my way.
You know
Yes!
what? I fully appreciate the honesty. You know what? While we're at it, I don't have spicy abs either. Everyone take that.
Oh my
out.
god.
No, I don't think
I'm
anyone
going
expected
out.
me to though, but you know.
I'm getting closer and closer every day.
Yeah. Oh my
fair enough.
gosh.
I was gonna say I
You're
have
getting
spicy
there.
abs, but I just bought Panda Express. So it's not really a
Oh.
Oh, but Panda Express
wow.
is good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Abla's here.
Sorry. Anyway, while JPEG's eating though, I will go ahead and take over.
Yeah.
Anyone else have a LVP pick?
Now, viewers, remember,
Oh, God,
remember,
I'm
for them
scared.
it's like 11 p.m. For me, it's like lunchtime, so I'm excused for this.
No, you're good. You're good. Any pick you got, Emer? I'm honestly still thinking. Like I don't.
I'm still thinking too, but you know
Okay.
why? I'm gonna
Okay.
be basic, you guys. I think we have. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the same LVP twice because I gotta. It's Trevor. I think Trevor.
Okay. Yeah.
Trevor did more than he should. I love Trevor. Like, okay, okay, this is weird. I love Trevor, but this episode was not for him. He did too
Right, no.
much. I think
It's totally fair.
I think this is the good example of quantity is greater than quality, and I think quality is greater than quantity. I think if Trevor had a little less, I think he would have been in a better spot. I feel like there's some like scenes where he goes a little extra, and I love that for like the acting, but for like a story point of view, and because of probably my ADD, it takes me out of it. So it's like,
Right.
oh, what happened again? I was zoning out. So it's just, I have to for that reason. I think Trevor just couldn't keep age out of the whole cast. So if it's not even against them, maybe next episode might be my MVP. We don't know. But yeah, he has to be my LVP for now.
Fair enough.
Totally valid.
So I also have this might be a cop out. This might be a cop out answer, but they are their own character on the script. So I'm gonna say Evil Gabby is my LVP because just shut
Yeah.
up. Just shut
Yeah. You're right. You're
Let
right.
Gabby
Right.
breathe. Let Gabby do her thing. Stop getting in the way of Gabby and Gret. You're bitter, you're spiteful, and you hate to see women succeed. Stop that.
Ooh.
So, evil Gabby, you're in the gutter. You're in my bad.
Evil
You're in my
Gabby
bad.
sounds like misogynist, honestly.
Canceled.
I agree with that.
Okay, I will say this. I will say this. I was in previous episodes, I was like, I don't like where Gabby's whole thing is going. Now I do. I will
You
say that.
always talk bad when it's gonna get good, and it's like, what are you doing, Genesis? Like, just panic.
Listen. I get it. I fully understand. No, I'm not. I'm not doing MVP. I was just talking. I don't even think I'm gonna put Gabby in MVP. But what I was basically just saying, because we were talking about Marx's LVP being Gabby M. So, but
Evil Gabby.
yeah, or sorry, evil Gabby. You're right.
Never Gabby.
Right.
JPEG. In the script, it's literally evil Gabby.
It is.
Oh, is
actually
it?
Evil Gabby. Yeah.
Oh, in season one.
It's
Season one, it was Gabby M. So I'm used to Gabby
No,
M.
it's written as evil Gabby.
Okay. They changed it to evil Gabby. I think it might be Gabby Mind. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
But it changed to evil Gabby, and I think evil Gabby makes more sense. But what was I saying? Like,
Who's your LVP, Genesis?
it's so because I don't want to pick Trevor because I've beaten a dead horse, and I don't want to beat a dead horse again. I mean,
Find the dead horse.
Right.
They
Yeah.
get big beef.
Really?
Right. Yeah.
Well,
Okay. Right. Okay. You gotta be.
well, about that. I already did Trevor twice in a row. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
I feel like I also picked Trevor
Trevor.
previous
Constant.
episode, right? I don't
Yeah.
remember. Here's the thing.
It's fine,
Okay,
just go for
so
it.
there's one character I for sure know I want to pick an MVP, so they're not getting it. And Yule was not fun this episode. You know what? Sam? Yeah, you know what? Actually,
Oh my God.
I'm gonna join you on this one. I mean, granted, I mean, I never had a track record for liking Yule all that much anyway. But I'm still gonna be right there with you, just so that I don't freaking cop out with Trevor. I'm gonna just do Yule.
Yes, you'll hate Trevor.
I'm gonna just do. I would have picked Trevor if Imer hadn't, but in this case, Imer did the orange chicken and honey walnut shrimp is so good. You're right. Oh, you're so right. Oh, you're so unbelievable. You're right. Sorry. Anyway, I got distracted.
No food talk. It's late.
But Yule's been really like. Don't get me wrong. I love the shut the fuck up. I love it a lot. But
Right.
Shut the fuck up, Gabby.
again, it's another case of where I'm like, yeah, let Gret breathe. Because like there's a genuine Gabby and Gret thing forming. Like when I saw the trailer, I thought it was just I thought it was just gonna be like strictly business stuff, but no, like it was actually like a genuine like trying to bond stuff, and then Jules just getting in the way.
Right? Exactly.
So yeah, Yule LVP for me.
How am I the LVP when Gret never got me my balsamic salad?
That's true.
Yeah.
If he wanted to see Saggy rolls, you go to all
I know. I did.
Right. Real.
I'm getting canceled.
All right.
Do I get to do one?
Yeah, Scott.
Yeah, you
want
do.
the guest
Yeah.
one.
Yes,
Okay.
God. Yeah.
My LVP, it's not as big of a cop out as Evil Gabby. But for me, this episode, I think it would be Crystal. And my reason behind that is, the Derek Trevor stuff, it's okay. But I feel like it gave good insight to Derek this episode. He was kind of the best of the three for me this episode. And then Trevor, I know his mindset very clearly. I feel like the love triangle has mainly been from his perspective. But for Crystal, I feel like I really want to know more information about what she's actually thinking and why she's actually getting involved with this. We see she's like a little embarrassed. She says it's like a fling. But honestly, in my opinion, like, I don't know if this is a wild thing to say, but my fan theory is that Crystal is just very much in her master manipulator era. I don't think she'd actually be into Derek. I feel like she is just trying to do this to psychologically torment Derek and Trevor before throwing them back into prison at the end of the season. I don't know if that's a wild thing to say, but I just feel like I don't really know what Crystal's real mindset is, and because of that, I can only assume that she is manipulating them. And I just don't know. I wish I knew more. I left the episode feeling like, wow, I wish I knew more about what Crystal was thinking. So maybe we'll get more of that next episode. I'm sure we will at some point in the season. But this episode, I was left wanting more from Crystal.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Agreed. Yeah. Yeah, she feels like just an empty shell of like person right now. I'm sorry. It's just like I don't know.
I just want more personality from her. I love her. Like I feel like we get a lot of it when she does her intro recaps.
But like right now, it's just like she's just a plot device, and I'm like, oh my god, girly.
I feel that,
come back. Gosh.
Aiden gets called a plot device, and I'm like, no, Crystal has
Fair
a plot
enough.
device. Oh my god.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh.
This is the third wheel. We've been down this for a while. It sucks. It's like Crystal in episode 1, she comes like right off the bat very strong. It's like, oh wow, Crystal's so good. And this happened, and it's like, oh, the Crystal stock is going downhill.
Have we,
I think so. Yeah, I think we're all
I
good.
don't think Jpeg has.
Oh, I did. I said.
Jpeg did. He says like,
Wait,
oh, I'm gonna
no.
go-
JPEG did it first.
I
Wait,
said Derek.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to MVP.
okay.
Yeah, right.
To end, end the episode positively, right? Because we're obviously ending the episode right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
of course.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Without a doubt.
5 hours
Yeah.
later.
I'm my first one. I don't know. If this is, like, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of like we barely put any of the contestants other than Yule. Come on, he's Yule. So I mean, so this is gonna be interesting. I feel like all 9 of them are like kind of in contention, sort of. Maybe some less than others. Maybe some less than others. I'm gonna give it to Gabby. I think this is a really good Gabby episode. She won the tiebreaker, of course. She made amends with Tom. That's their friendship name. Talked to Rhea a bit. It's like, I don't wanna. Thought it was great. Still a flag from Allie. Defended Gret, all that stuff. Fought her evil side. Leave me alone. They even had the callback to the line I added in DC1. We are not friends, and we never will be. So I thought that was great.
Oh.
Yeah, so a really good Gabby episode. So I'm proud of her.
I will try not to go last again. So let me just go ahead and go second. Connor. This was an amazing Connor episode. Like straight up. I think because Connor only just got back in the game, right? So in order for there's so much catching up that Connor needs to do because he just got back in the game. He's already got a target on his back. Obviously he can't be voted out right now, but after this episode, it's fair game, right? But Connor does a fantastic job of planning ahead, especially in this episode, to really round up the heroes and unite them. I especially and it's not even just what I love is that a lot of what he does in this episode not only benefits people in the game, but also benefits, including himself, but it also benefits people outside the game, in terms of just relationships and rebuilding them, sort of bringing them back. It's really refreshing because when you sort of think about a lot of survivor-based games, right? You think of a lot of deception and trickery to sort of get your way, and I don't think Connor's going to I don't think Connor's a winner. In my personal opinion, I might eat my words in August, but I don't think Connor's going to win. But it's refreshing seeing someone be successful at playing the game a different way, not necessarily through deception or anything, but via actually helping people. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. Perfect.
That was my perfect pick. I really liked Connor in this episode. I think what also really helped was that he wasn't attached at the hip to Rhea again. And so it was just so fun watching Connor this episode.
Did he even talk to Rhea this episode? I don't think he did. I don't even think he talked to her.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think he had one line with Rhea and Yule. They walked up and Rhea was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" When he was trying to get the heroes together. And he goes, "Oh, what do you like to know?"
But yeah, that's my pick. I loved Connor this episode. What are you guys' picks? You know what? Let's on this one.
What do I think?
For MVP.
Oh, okay. Well, this makes it easy. I'm gonna piggyback off you, and yeah, I'm gonna say
Let's freaking go, Connor.
yes, Connor sweep. Oh my gosh, we're matching today.
You literally,
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You literally can't sleep. I quit Gabby. What are you talking about?
Well, okay, yeah. Well, I know it's
but-
not like not a full house, you know, or that's not
Yeah,
full house,
right.
sorry. I don't know what's the poker term for like all five of them being the same. Never mind. Anyway, go on, Tam.
what?
Whatever
I don't.
happened
Yeah.
in episode 10 of the podcast. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. So yeah, I think what you said about Connor perfectly said. Like, I miss this old man. Oh my gosh. Like I didn't realize how much I missed him, but like, yeah, this just proves like to me like, and I hopefully to like a lot of people that like he was the best decision to come back. Like he just weaves so seamlessly into this cast. Like you can already tell from his like interactions and stuff. I think he plays off very well off the others like Jake and stuff. And yeah, I think that he has like a lot of use to him. And I'm just like really excited to see people's reactions to like where he goes from here. And I was gonna say something else.
Watch him get eliminated next. I swear to God.
Oh, Genesis, there's math right now, and the math is deducted away. I can put it.
Wait, what?
Oh, shit. You have the math.
Like, yes, there is math.
Oh.
I'll tell you the Genesis later in private.
Oh shoot.
Okay. Interesting.
I'm so
Interesting. Okay. Imagine how that would be, though. It's like, oh my God, Connor's doing so good. Next episode, out.
Oh God.
That would never happen.
Oh my God.
Well, let's give him his flowers this time.
Alright, Jpeg, stay muted.
Stay muted. I'm
Oh
so
my God.
excited to hear all the notes.
I will.
Oh my God, yeah, we gotta release them soon.
Oh my God, yes. No.
I will also say, yeah, that was one of. It's interesting because now we can tie back to sort of the preseason stuff because there were a lot of people saying like, "Why is Connor here?" Right? I was one of those people too. This fully convinced me. All right. This fully convinced me. I'm on board.
Right?
I'm so happy. Like,
yeah.
They justified Connor's comeback with this, and I fully appreciate that. I still think like I don't know. I still feel like Connor was an obvious sort of pick for the comeback or something like that. But
yeah, loose end. Yeah.
Sure. I but like in terms of like what he contributes to this, I hope it at least stays for just a little bit, just because I need a little more of it to like fully be like, okay, just a little bit more, like more than one episode, because then if Connor goes like in episode 13, right, then I can't fully be like, oh my God, like, like I can't fully defend him and be like, oh my God, like, this was totally justified, because then it was just like one episode of peak and then like 6 other episodes of Rhea, my God.
Oh my God.
I'm like,
oh,
I'm sorry. He wasn't that bad. I'm just joking, but like he wasn't a simp or anything. He stood his ground, but like
yeah.
But yeah, no.
Yeah.
I still like I fully agree with you. Sorry. Anyway, why don't we get Scott in this? Scott, what do you think? What's your MVP? Rubbing my hands together.
Okay. So, I did really like Hunter this episode. I love Gabby, of course. But my MVP for this episode would have to be Gret.
Okay.
A lot of it is connected. I think her and Gabby's storyline is by far like my standout for the episode. I'll even give you props there too, because for every positive there has to be an antagonistic force there as well.
Right.
But I think Gret so good this episode. I love how her and Gabby's relationship has built up since season 1, and I love how she's interacted with Gabby. It's like, immediately Gabby's like trying to invite her out for the tan. She's like, "Oh, well, you think I'm pale? Like, you think I need to get raised?" And Gabby's like, "That's not what I mean." So Greta's like, oh, you just want to like hang out with me, and you hear in her voice, major kudos to the voice actress. She does an amazing job. You hear her earnest. She's like, oh, like Gabby just actually wants to be my friend. And even though Gret very much built up this like mean personality in season 1 that we know is like a little bit true of who she still is, she wants to have genuine connections with people that she was kind of like, holding herself off from having before. And I think with Gabby especially, that's like the best person she could have that connection with. So I really loved all their interactions at the start of the episode. And again, it isn't just like an immediate flip thing. Gabby talks to her about it. She's like, you should break up with Yul. And Gret's like, you should mind your business. So you still get that like really snarky classic Gret that I really like. I think is really funny. So it's like, it's still the same Gret that is really iconic and villainous and mean and just fun to watch. But it's also the underside where she's very soft and, you see her trying to have this connection and she's dealing with a lot of her own insecurities. So I think there's a lot of great depth with her there. During the challenge, there's a small moment, like the montage where the flag is going everywhere, where she just sticks her heel out and she trips Tom. That moment was really cute to me. I think just like the heels stick out. I loved it. But one of the real big standout moments from Gret for me this episode is at the very end, during the tiebreaker. Tom is like in the cage, and all the heroes at one point are like cheering for Tom and rooting for Tom, or like Connor's over there like being like, hey, like, are you almost done? Like they're all like pushing and helping him to win. And whereas the villains for Gabby, Alec helps her for like a strategic standpoint. I feel Alec is like, oh, I need Gabby in the game, so I have majority. Rhea and Yul, they're just bitches. Like they don't help at all. But Gret like actually is like cheering and rooting for Gabby. She's the only one from the alliance like actually cheering for Gabby and like trying to root her on. And for me, it's like such a small but like really cute moment that really shows who Gret's character is and her relationship with Gabby. And I loved it. So my MVP is Gret.
Imer and
Uh,
I love it.
yeah, Imer and Marks.
very diverse bunch, except Cam will copy Jenny, but whatever.
What?
Listen,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
fix what ain't broken, right? Why fix what ain't broken?
I guess
Exactly.
I can go next.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
My MVP. I thought long and hard about who my MVP was and what constituted my MVP. And I feel like everybody in this episode was given following their similar storylines or following the same beat, minus one person who really went against the grain this episode and provided my favorite scene of the whole episode. So Rhea is going to be my MVP this episode. If not for just her entire sense of strategy and dynamic gameplay of this is a two-side game, but honey, we gotta think long term. Like, be real. The sides are only gonna last so long. When the sides get down to it, are you gonna be on my side? Yes! That's the strategy I like to see at this median point in the game. She's giving full game player realness this season right now. So Rhea's definitely my MVP.
Hard agree. I think that's a great point. This episode they talk about the villains just want it more than the heroes, and it's like the winner is going to be who wants it most. And it really is giving Rhea wants it the most.
Yes.
I love this MVP. It's so good. I'm gonna
Imer is eating over here. It's all the characters he loves.
Exactly.
Oh my top three.
Aw.
MVP.
I love that. Oh my
which,
god.
which of my top three do I pick? I have written this down. I know this is biased, but like it's not really biased. My MVP, I'm gonna have to piggy back. It's Connor, and let me explain why. It does. I get people who are saying it's such an obvious comeback winner, and my counter argument is, you guys want a boring comeback winner? Like that'd be so underwhelming. It would ruin the whole storyline set for Connor. I don't mind it because it's supposed to show like it's not supposed to be obvious like Connor. It's how the things that's supposed to be the reveal is how Connor approaches the win. That's the whole point of the comeback challenge, in my opinion. So going into this episode, Connor comes in hot. He's ready to play the game. He's talking to Tom. He's talking to Jake. None of them isolated because Connor has this way of approaching. And a lot of people don't mention this. The way Connor's talking to people is how Rhea taught him. He is weaponizing Rhea's tactics against her, and it's what's going on for this whole episode, and it's not being known. Besides, this episode proving why Connor is not worthy of like showing he is worthy of all stars. It's showing why he is ready to do what it takes to win. He may be rich, but it won't stop him, because at the end of the day, it's not about who has the most financial problems, whose life sucks. That's like for American Idol. In Disventure Camp, it's about who earned it, who's put in the work, who's put in the effort and time every day to get far in the game. That is the villains, and Connor is giving them their flowers for that, because it is true. The villains are putting in the work, and the heroes are slacking. This episode is the massive wake-up call people have been waiting for, and it's all incited by Connor, because of his life he has learned through his business. It's not like you can be someone who's caring and loved. If you're not willing to work in life, you will be not handed anything you desire. So it also like really goes into a strong theme. You see also like Connor, like even in Tom's last moments, he's still being like that dad to him. He's like, "Hey buddy, you doing good?" And Tom's like, "It's almost ready, Pops, for my stick to go through the hole." And it just shows that Connor is caring. He's not playing it just for the game, but he cares about all these people and he wants the best for them. It's just so consistent with DC2, and it increased in an exponential level. And I can't express about how amazingly well done it is. I really love it so much that I have to give it MVP.
Well said.
Yes, I love how you and Genesis both like explained why, like how refreshing Connor is at this point in the game. I love it.
No, like this, it's one of those things where like I didn't know I needed it, but I kind of needed it, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, I'll say it with
like,
the comeback. I was definitely on the side of like, oh, Connor returning is a little boring. You know, it makes sense because the story is unfinished. But wouldn't it have been cool if like, you know, James and Connor would have realistically done the same thing, and like James is just as fit as Connor. Like it could have been either one of them. Like what if James returned? That'd be interesting. But how Connor approached it, I think, is way different than how James would have. Even though their goals were the same, I really loved seeing Connor this episode and how, you know, he had his individual moments with everyone and how he pulled them all together and he gave his speech. He called them losers, but it also showed off his character with his dad jokes and everything. And I think a difference between him versus if James returned is that Connor, like Emer said, is very genuine with it. You know, he is bringing the strategic standpoint to the heroes, but he's also being a nice person and he's caring about the people around him in a way that, like, I just don't think James really would have cared that much about Jake, or especially not Jake, but like Jake or Ali or Tom.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree with that. Yeah, that's such an interesting point to like bring up James. Like, I love James. I wanted more. I wanted to see him with like the villains, but like, yeah, Connor is just like such like a better role for this. Like, just because of like his past history already with them, it's going to be interesting to see how this continues.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
Absolutely. Especially with Rhea and everything. That's going to be Rhea and Alec. I feel like are kind of the stars of the season. Loki and Connor is just their biggest foil.
Yeah.
This is a lot of great reasons I would say for sure.
Imer is like pushing up his metaphorical glasses, just looking at all of us like, you were just now seeing what I've seen all along.
Exactly. No one listens to me. It's a big problem.
Listen, I will still hold on to the fact that I don't like Rhea that much.
Okay, but that's the point. It's halfway in the season. You gotta invest in the stock. Right now, Rhea's like a cheap stock. It's the GameStop stock, and it goes up exponentially.
This is yet another case of Emer saying, "Wait a moment," and then it's gonna be. Well, I'm all of a sudden gonna be like, "I love Rhea," or something. I don't know.
Well, friends, I think it's time we end the episode here. So thank you all for watching, everyone. This was a lot of fun. The scene by scene analysis. Yeah. Oh my god, that was so much fun, Jenny. You rocked it out of the park. Holy crap!
I really. Oh my god. You know, Ashley was my weakness, you know. Yeah. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that.
The praising of Rhea and Ellie during the scene by scene. That was
amazing. On camera now.
The praising of Rhea.
It's kind of funny though. I was gonna say
that was such a fun topic.
I was so tempted to tell Genesis, hold your horse by a leash for how.
But anyway, bye everybody.
Crystal Cup, Derek.